Sorry for starting late, everybody. It was something really important came up, and I had to go and resolve that situation.
Is the really important thing that I'm thinking? Is it the ice cream? Was that what? Or did you actually have something important to do?
It was very important. I had to resolve that situation, or it'd be eating away at me, like from the inside.
Yeah, you just had to sadly watch Scott just do terrible things to multiple ice cream cones.
They were gone so fast.
Wait, what? Multiple ice cream cones? That did not just happen.
He ate 2
Like
within the stream. No, wait, within the time the Zoom link went out, which was after the stream started by like 10 minutes.
it was, yeah.
Actual timing.
I was making sure that you two got an opportunity to finish leveling your characters. Jake here is a professional. Jake, could you show everybody your microphone?
Oh. Yeah.
A professional.
Thank you. I'll take it.
So clearly his character was already leveled. But Nick, did you even finish yet?
I don't know what you're talking about. My character completely. I just need to roll hit points. You know that's it. You know.
Are you sure? Is Joey still logged in, leveling up your character for you? Hold on, let me just check. Oh no, he logged out by now. Okay, he logged out by now.
Joey is an asset.
Listen, delegating.
Who did earlier?
So
Who did earlier when I was making commands?
so good.
Delegating is a trait of a true warlord. Okay.
You hear? Tesla's
Joey-
the only one that does his own work. Okay.
Joey, it's time for you to stand up and revolt. And no, you just don't give credit when other people do work for you.
He hasn't done.
Yeah,
I made
I'll
all
just-
my characters. I made them
Talking
all.
about.
Joey, it's time to start the revolt.
Joey's about to start charging.
Can we roll hit?
Unfortunately,
by
his
the way-
microphone isn't properly set up yet. It'll be.
No,
he'll have
it's
that
not.
smooth, buttery voice soon. Not yet. Almost there.
He's revolting now.
Yeah, Joey, if you want to roll Zara's hit points for me, that'd be great.
Okay. He
I have to roll.
already popped out. He already popped out of the campaign. Joey's so good. He's such a good dude. All right. Who wants to roll for health points first? In chat, remember, if you don't like their roll, you are welcome to offer them an Aid of the Martyr and gives them a re-roll. That is entirely up to you.
I get to roll for Naito as well. So
Nobody cares about Naito.
I was reminding
Nobody
myself.
cares about
I'm sorry.
Naito. Okay. So who wants to go first? All right, Nick, thank you for volunteering.
Did you not roll Naito's points just so you might get an aid for him?
Yeah!
Is that what happened?
That's fantastic.
I actually forgot I had to roll for Naito to like right now.
Don't believe you. That's a pretty good roll. That's a pretty good roll.
That was
I
solid.
think I didn't. Yeah, he's at 32 still.
Kudos.
Maybe I've changed.
I do have to roll Zara's as well, unless
So
I,
I say
can give that away.
you got an 8 out of 10. Funny enough, if you ever fill out a survey for some corporation that asks you to fill out a survey and you give them an 8 out of 10 thinking that's pretty good, understand the person you gave that to is probably going to get written up. Just so we all understand.
Always give 10 out of 10s. If they're good, if they're bad, give. Don't even
It's
review.
10s or 1s. 10s or 1s. That's all you do. Like, nothing else is worth it.
I mean,
Everything
yeah,
else is wasting time.
it depends how bad they were.
Yeah.
Some of those people deserve their ones.
If they weren't that
Sure.
bad, just
And
don't even do a
so
review.
you know, you all just heard Scott's dating strategy. It's 10s or 1s.
Hey, hey.
There were so many ones. I got to tell you, so many ones.
Remember, 3 3s is still a 9, okay?
Okay.
All right.
I think. Oh yeah, I didn't roll for him. I was just double checking. I'll roll now. Oh, I rolled a 9.
Remember, you can make them re-roll if you don't like their result.
You can't. Wait.
You can make them re-roll if you don't like the result.
The choice
Just
of re-rolling.
remember that,
All right,
okay?
well, I'll thank yous in advance for taking those higher rolls while I roll mine.
Oh my god.
Wait,
Yeah.
first of all, garbage. And second of all, you roll D10, not D12?
He rolled a d10.
Yeah, I'm a D10.
How does it feel to be a lesser barbarian?
I have magic, so you know,
I mean,
gotta,
he's not
gotta
wrong.
compensate somewhere, right?
That compensation is the name of the game for you, isn't it, Jake?
Okay.
Yeah.
I will roll
All
for
right.
Naito.
That's why he's got that new phallic hanging in front of his face.
That's right.
How many streams until you end up deep throating the microphone the way I did? Multiple
We'll have
times.
to see.
Yeah.
Sorry,
That
Jake.
one.
We'll take
Nobody
a bet
does it
in
like
chat.
you, Scott.
Yeah. All right. So you're telling me that you took a 9 and an 8 and left Jake with a 3.
I said I'm sorry, Jake. Okay.
What's the matter with you?
I'm sorry. I can't control the dice.
So this is a what was I saying? My apologies. This is a new season, technically speaking. New seasons, generally speaking, in the past, what we've done is we've actually gone ahead and allowed like a session in between the two, whereas like some chatty and some meta stuff and so on and so forth. But not really doing that with this campaign because the campaign mostly is meta. So it's kind of hard to go down that rabbit hole. But I suppose just to do a little bit of a recap for what happened in season 1, I'll have each one of you guys give like maybe a 1 to 4 minute recap of each of your own individual clans, kind of like how you started off in the world and where it left up before we kind of dive all the way in. Why don't you start first, Jake?
As usual, I was half listening to what you were saying. What do you want me to do?
Wow.
I knew it was coming. I was looking
Wow,
at Jake, paying
okay.
attention.
I'm
Jake,
fiddling with settings, all right?
Jake, you're not getting a reroll for your health points. Not getting one.
A little chat lets him have one.
No,
Did I get one?
nobody gave you a reroll. Didn't
That's
happen.
not true.
Didn't happen. Nick, would you like to
I'm
go first?
trying to enhance your stream by fixing my mic. And this is how you treat me?
Nick, why don't you go first while he's trying to enhance the stream?
I gotta say, I gotta deflect over to Jake again.
Oh my god. You know what? Can I just go? You should have just started with me. We knew it was gonna end up to me first. Let's be real, okay?
So I'm still trying to roll Zara's hit points here.
You're still trying
Listen-
to hit the hit dice button.
So I'm putting mittens on while I handle you. I don't want to scratch you up or nothing, you know? I'm starting to get complaints from the parents.
Nice.
Jake. Jake gets a reroll, right?
Who rolled that?
Are
You
you,
said?
are you actually still? Oh,
That's for
okay.
Zara.
Oh, Zara got a
Look at all
9?
those rolls except for
Yeah.
mine. I'm gonna re-roll a 1.
I mean, it's only 2 lives. You have, the percentage is good for you. You have a high percentage.
All right, let's go.
All right, give me that reroll, buddy. Give me that reroll. Give me that
Three
reroll.
1s on hit points before in Kingmaker.
Yeah, we know that you fail. Go ahead and give me that reroll.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
come
there we
on.
go. All
I
right.
wanted that one so
Huge
bad.
numbers from all of us.
Oh.
Let's go.
Thank you, Avi
Wait.
Sword, very much.
Wait, are you guys the 9s?
I got a 9? No. Nick got an 8
So,
for his health.
Nick's pulling up short.
Bit, yeah.
Oh.
He's pulling up with Naito, same die roll. But Zara got a 9, so
Jake, go ahead, kick it off. Why don't you start us off?
You never told me what I was doing.
I did
Tell
actually.
me and I'll do it.
I
Yeah,
absolutely.
but then I said
yeah.
I wasn't listening, and then I asked you to repeat.
you're
it,
recapping.
and you refused.
No, Excel, you go ahead. You can go first.
Okay, so I'm gonna recap my clan's
No,
time.
you're supposed to deflect it back to him.
No, you know, I'm a good person, okay?
If you have to tell yourself that, then you aren't. I'm just.
If you have to tell other people that, then you aren't.
You know what? I hate all of you,
Good
okay?
people just do good things. They don't have to explain them.
Okay, you know what? How about
No, just
Scott? You
deflect it.
recap.
Just
You
deflect
recap it, Scott. Recap everyone.
Oh, I'm good. Jake, go ahead.
All right. So. How y'all doing? Good.
Yeah, it's been a good week.
See some of you here in chat. Yep, talking away.
This
if anyone wants to
sounds
tell
like
me
a
in
New
chat what
Zealander
I'm doing,
podcast.
that would be great. Anyone want to tell me what I'm supposed to be talking about?
I said it already. Did you not listen? When you
I
have
can't-
no excuse.
I want to
alright,
hear the
so,
Arathian recap of this recap.
Thank you very much, Zalamos. All right, so my character. Well,
And your clan.
and my clan. Well, we started off at 8 hexes. All right,
Feels like a
and now we're
regicide
at
session. I got
16.
this.
So, what did we really do? Yeah, I'm not really good at these things. I'm gonna have to.
You killed the Ashen Boar.
Yeah, you stuck it
Yep,
to
I did that.
You vassalized Vosk with
We
Creature
did, me
Bushing.
and Nick, and for some reason you didn't want to be in on that.
It just didn't really make sense. Just they were really far from me.
Yeah, I mean we got Barrenlands stuff to worry about, which that'll all be fine. But we've been growing. Yeah. So how about you, Sel?
Well, that's it. That's all you got. That's your recap for people that didn't watch season 1. Oh boy. Okay. So you want to follow up?
It's been like 20 weeks. Like everything like just kind of happened. You know what I mean?
I mean, 10 of those weeks were kingdom rolls,
More than
at
that.
least. 12.
Yeah.
well,
This is what
7
we-
of them were just Cell doing too.
Hey, it's not my fault. Scott keeps giving me shit where I have to, like think about it, okay, and talk. Okay.
Thinking
I think about the more.
What are we playing?
Okay, listen. So what?
You're not even
I
on screen right now. You can't talk.
I'm literally talking right now.
That's probably defiling another ice cream cone right now.
No,
Oh,
it got too melty. I had to go back in the freezer for a bit.
So Clan Shadow grew mostly east and west rather than thickening like the other clans. I don't know. I kind of pseudo rearranged the border of Peridot, unofficially, officially type situation. Till the base of the hills. I've prepared a volcano to become my new capital city eventually. I met some salamanders, and they're kind of cool. And yeah, that's what happened. Oh yeah, Tesla's getting hunted down by a fire elemental, and that's Joey's fault.
Why? Why is he getting hunted down by a fire element?
Because someone, trump carded it, and we rolled a d3 and it landed on me.
Oh. See, this is what we call deflecting.
Well, that is why. But my lantern spilled in the forest, and someone behind us set fire to it like a dumbass. Okay, and then I got blamed for someone setting fire to the oil that spilled out. So oil doesn't just
Sure.
ignite itself.
The
Someone
kid
had to set
running-
fire to it.
The kid running around with the flaming crown accidentally started
My
the
crown
forest
doesn't
fire.
just go on fire. I have to consciously activate it while I'm being attacked.
Well, I think you just gave us mens rea.
But
You,
I
you
wasn't
just
being
admitted
attacked
to
at
mens
all.
rea. You just said I have
No.
to consciously activate it. I mean, that's.
And I didn't at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not complaining about the trump card. I'm being real with Chad, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I fucked up that fire elemental, okay?
Any other finer details about your clan before we move on to next?
I guess, the future forecast, my plans with my city, if my capital city right now, Finitaro, is to make it a huge educational center. And I plan on moving most of the industry to my new capital within the volcano.
Did you make a city in the volcano yet?
No, I'm waiting till after the eruption.
No, yeah, probably a smart move.
Yeah.
Unless the eruption never comes, and then you'll,
Well, I don't think,
really be waiting there, buddy.
the salamanders have said it a bunch. So I'm assuming it's probably happening the month I'm gone, and shit's gonna go wrong, and I'm just gonna have to deal with it when I get back.
Okay.
Okay.
Nick?
Well, I mean, so at first, Naren was an orphan. If we're should I start all the way at the back?
Yeah,
Is that the
sure.
full recap?
Wherever you like. Wherever you like. I mean, Trying to win brownie
Yeah.
points?
So yes, Narin, orphan turned warlord. Expanding into Eldamar went well until we punched through and realized there was a giant fucking creature of legend just sitting there waiting to shit all over us. That's awesome. Giant rock. So we noped right out of there, and I've kind of slowed down my expansion into Eldamar while ramping up for that. In the meantime, we've expanded and destroyed Vok, took it over with Jake. While in the meantime, getting harassed by Vosk to the north and another northern tribe. So kind of fighting a war on 3 fronts, narrowed it down to like 2.5. When do you start going? Yeah, funny. So yeah, and then we found some magical rocks. That was good. Gave him to Ryan. He's cooking something up. Don't know. We had this horrible experience with some pixies in the White Woods who were giving us the worst clues ever, and I think everyone was happy for me to go back and cut them all down and burn them out. And yeah, there was Cell. Oh, Cell got to Naruto run through my forests. That was good. We had to chase him down because he got all like edgelordy about his brother being missing.
Edgelordy,
You're like, ew, my
I reserve
brother's
my right to
missing.
speak.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, my bad. I won't care about my siblings. My bad. You're right.
No, please reserve your right to speak. I'm just kidding. Shit. Yes. Yeah, we did that, and then we went and we kind of backed up Jake while he threw the smackdown on some giants and took one as a pet. And I think that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you mentioned Ryan. It made me think of I went to Nick. Have you gone to Free Play yet in
No.
Providence? So there's a place in Providence called Free Play, and on Sundays you can spend $10 a head, and then for 4 hours it's unlimited arcade games for free. So because you pay the $10 cover charge, and they just set a ton of fucking arcades in there to like the free mode where you don't have to put any quarters in, and you just have like nostalgia galore playing tons of video games. So that's what I did yesterday on Sunday. It was fun. I actually got to get high score in one of the games. I can't remember the name of it. It begins with RY, but it's like Ryolan or something like that. And it's like one of those games where it's kind of like Galaga. There's like an airplane that flies around, has to blow shit up and gets upgrades as it goes. Anyways, I got high score in the place, which made me very happy. And then, do you remember the game Crazy Taxi? Like we had to like taxi driver people all over town, and we're driving a taxi. So I got 95th place on that one for the whole machine. And I was like, yeah, go me. Ooh. Anyways, I probably got COVID because I didn't realize when I agreed to come to this facility that there were going to be that many fucking people in that small of a fucking place. So I won't lie. I won't be surprised if there's the most exposure I've had to people in 2 years, a year. I don't know, how long's it been? It's the most, by and far the most. So if I catch it, that was the time. That was my moment, because I'm super careful, and I didn't have my own car because I was like, yo, let's carpool, okay.
See, I took my family to Great Wolf Lodge like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And they were at like half capacity. There was like no one there. We had the entire like theme park resort to ourselves, and it was absolutely fantastic. And my daughter actually slayed the claw drop machines. She had to start giving away the plushies that she was pulling out of this thing because we couldn't fit them in our fucking car.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's so cool. That's super cool. And to answer the question, of course I got the vaccine, but the vaccine is not 100%. It just means that if you get it, you're probably gonna have much more muted symptoms.
And come on, it's Providence. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why New Jersey just doesn't claim Rhode Island, and just then we can make Puerto Rico a state. Then we can at least add some new flavor. You know what I mean? Puerto Rico as a state would add some flavor, whereas like Rhode Island is like, I'm good, bro. Like
I don't think New Jersey even borders Rhode Island.
Oh, it doesn't.
No, but you've obviously never been to Cranston. Okay.
Or Providence.
Johnston.
Yeah.
I mean
have you ever seen Jersey Shore?
Yeah.
No, I don't watch.
You've never even seen a clip of Jersey Shore?
I'm sure I've seen clips of it. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like
literally,
you've seen Rhode Island.
Yeah,
but just add it to Connecticut instead. You know.
No. Don't do that to poor Connecticut. Connecticut's like for like the wealthy people. Providence.
Only small parts. Okay, there's some very rednecky fucking.
Yeah, but also Connecticut's not much larger than Rhode Island. It's like what 20% larger than Rhode Island. That would make it so that almost half of Connecticut would become Rhode Island. Like that would be that would. Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
It just listen. Rhode Island is the shit that New England didn't want. It's the fucking Danny DeVito of Twins of New England, and that's Rhode Island.
Seriously, hi guys, I'm here, and you're like, yeah, we don't need you on our team, but they're like trapped into us because Connecticut's on the other side, and they just have the ocean, and we're like,
and that's not even historically inaccurate. Literally, Massachusetts told Roger Williams, like the founder of Rhode Island area, to get the fuck out, and that's how Rhode Island spawned.
That's hilarious.
Like Roger Williams is renowned for his university the university in his name and the zoo and park in his name. That is a name you don't not know if you live in Rhode Island. If you do not know it, that's Rhode Island education system for you.
Yeah, I imagine it's like me knowing like
As I say
Sir Walter Raleigh, right? He's like the dude that owned the charter for the Carolina colony.
Cool. Hey, Vsor, do you know what the significance of the Battle of Bunker Hill was? Because they definitely don't teach that in Massachusetts schools. We just know, we're the best. We invented democracy. So that's all we need to know.
Hey, we're Beantown, all right?
Whoa. Nobody says that. Nobody says that.
That's true.
Oh, nobody calls it Beantown. Oh my God. Oh, all right. Do you feel as though your recaps are good enough that people popping in for the first time ever would be like, this isn't shit. I totally want to watch this.
I guess the only thing you should add is our current goal right now is that we're heading to the north of Kajinksi to go to a gala that we've been invited to.
Okay.
That's kind of the context.
The winter ball. Cell has his glass slippers ready.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got one outfit for each day because that's what I was told.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Going to a ball in Kajinksi. It's like going to a fancy dinner party in Alaska.
Well, it's a ball.
I feel like I just got invited to the Palin residence.
Well,
no. No. That's terrible.
Life is pain.
Do you know who Sarah Palin is?
Yeah.
You actually do? I didn't mean that as a joke.
I do.
Okay.
I've heard of them, and I know a bit about them, but I'm not super well informed. I know they're a bit crazy, I think, right?
Oh, you really don't know who Sarah Palin is?
She was like the governor or whatever, or senator for Alaska?
Governor of Alaska, yeah.
Governor of Alaska, yeah.
Right, governor, not senator, yeah, governor of Alaska.
Yeah, governor of Alaska.
Good Google foo real quick.
Yeah. I am. I mean, I know of them, but I don't know all
But do you remember what she was like how she got her national name?
Is it because she said Obama was not born in America or whatever?
No, that was a Trump thing that she totally jumped on the train of. But
yeah, I know that.
No. She ran as the first female down ticket that actually won the nomination. So so she was against Obama and Biden. It was her and McCain. And many still believe that had it not been Sarah Palin, that McCain had a good fighting chance to win the race and actually have a third-term Republican president. But because Sarah Palin was selected and she's crazy.
Yeah, I've heard she's crazy.
She's crazy, like absolutely. But nothing will beat Christmas morning when we're watching the news. Not Christmas, sorry, Thanksgiving. When I'm watching the news with my my family, and they're doing the ceremonial like pardoning of the turkey. Like every governor and the president, so every executive branch always pardons a turkey on Thanksgiving. It's an American tradition. You go to a local place, you pardon a turkey from its execution, and you actually and then money goes towards making sure that turkey has like a happy life for the rest of its life.
That seems so weird.
It's a ceremonial thing where you pardon the turkey. Some mayors do it as well. It's a thing. But anyways, so she
I'll take
went
your word
to
for it.
so they were asking her about her like race or whatever, and it was Thanksgiving because like they just lost or whatever it was, and they were talking to her about it. And the scene was at the turkey farm, and in the background there was a guy just like grabbing a turkey and throwing it down inside a machine and slitting its throat, and he's like this the whole time.
That's so good. Why would he continue doing it?
It's just it's one of those political blunders where my dad and I were like dying laughing just watching a turkey be slaughtered in the background. We're pardoning a turkey. I'm just like, this is Sarah Palin. This could have been in our White House. We got worse, but this could have been in our White House. So
that is something.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Reminds me of when our prime minister went to the onion farm and then started eating onions.
Wait, who did that?
Wait, just raw onions?
One of our prime ministers.
Wait, as like a political stunt, or like
Bit
he
into
enjoyed
it like
it?
an apple.
Did they?
And sat there and ate it.
Did they know? Like, what was their face?
Deadpan.
I mean,
that must be good
if
for
you
your
like it.
sinuses.
I mean, is it something that they wanted to do, or are they like, I support this industry?
I assume he likes eating onions because I don't know why he would have. It's an onion. You know?
I mean,
So-
like, I eat a bit of raw onion sometimes when I cook onion, but like not like bite into it like an apple.
Are we talking like red, white? You know, like a sweet onion? This matters. Context.
It does actually
I'll
matter a lot.
I'll see if I can find it.
Because if it's red onion, I don't know how the fuck you're eating that like an apple.
I'm also seeing how long we can ride this tangent before everyone loses their fucking mind.
All right, so
Sorry, if you search his name, the first thing that comes up is onion. That is
What's
what
his
he's known
name?
for. Yeah, I'll link it to you.
no, just tell me his name.
Yeah, so we
Tony
can test
Abbott.
the Google.
What is it? Bernie?
Tony
Tony
Abbott.
It says Tony Abbott, author, onion. So for me, it's the second one. Okay, that I gotta watch this. Hold on, I gotta mute for a second so I can watch this. Oh my god, the peel was still on it.
Wait, why?
The peel was still on it. He bit into it while it still had its peel on it. Like if you have a garbage disposaler like in your sink, you can't put those peels down there because they're so hard they'll ruin your disposaler. Okay, like, and he bit into it, peel and everything. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, he just eats it with the peel on.
Yeah, that's weird.
Some good fiber right there.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, at least it was like a sweet onion.
Oh, peeling. Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh boy. Oh boy. That's rough. Okay. Anyways. You guys ready to get into the mindset of the campaign? Ready to jump in? If Cel's talking to us, he's muted.
Yep, I'm ready to go after watching an Australian Prime Minister just eat the onion raw with the skin on.
That's cool.
It's like,
I'll get us all into the mindset. I assume everybody here watched at least the first episode of Black Mirror. The big question is, do you think that they had a pig roast afterwards to really enjoy the delicious, savory meat that the pig had to offer?
I totally have watched anything of Black Mirror.
Don't.
Okay.
All right. So now that we're all in a nice, happy place, why don't we I suppose play the damn game. When last we left off, your characters were literally starting to travel out of Vosk, sorry. Heading east-northeast. This is a new chapter in the characters' lives. A new chapter in the sense that while each of them have been warlords for a period of time of their own clans, they've all been understood to be, clan owners of pretty darn small clans. I think it was actually Jake in his very monotone, boring, and very inadequate recap of his clan's history that he mentioned that you guys started off as about 8 hexes in size.
Yeah.
But your size now is sitting at about 15, 16 hexes each, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yep.
we doubled in size.
Each of you have doubled in size in the first season of the game. So not only have you seen your lands grow, your holdings grow, your power grow, your influence grow, all that stuff, it hasn't felt that way. It really just didn't, because every day is a goddamn struggle. Every day something else is coming your way. I mean, you're not having elemental moats blow up in your face or anything like that, and no angels or devils are showing up at your doorstep, but there are still some pretty bad things that are happening fairly consistently. So it didn't feel like you had that opportunity to really kind of like take a step back and recognize how powerful you've become until you receive that invitation. And that's when you realize for the first time, you're no longer just warlords. You're actually warlords that have holdings worth noting. I mean, I'm not going to count it out, but in short, if you had to look at all of southern Kajinxi, I mean, the entire map that's there. I mean, again, I'm not going to count it out, but for quick numbers here, you can assume it's about 21 wide and about let's call it 16 deep. What's 21 times 16? Let's check that out real quick. 21 times 16, 336. That means there's 336 hexes approximately there. And you guys now each have, what, 16 I said?
Yeah, I think me and Jake have 16 and Nick has 17.
Which means
Yeah,
if you rounded numbers, you guys have anywhere between 4.5% to 5% of Southern Kajinxi belongs to each one of your clans. That means combined, the three of you have anywhere between what's that, like 13.5% to 15% of Southern Kajinxi belongs to your union. That is a remarkable amount of power and influence that you now have in Kajinxi and its culture and its future. And everything, and this realization as you guys are kind of like preparing for this trip and getting everything necessary, so on and so forth, and then inevitably leading and walking towards it. Some conversation with one another, because it's actually an opportunity to spend a considerable amount of time with one another, which you don't usually do. In a typical D&D campaign, your characters are with every waking moment, from the moment that they meet in session 1, or even sometimes with enough backstory before session 1, all the way on. You're constantly together. Very few campaigns will have those long gaps of time where you never see each other, though they do exist, of course. With this, you guys are almost never together. It's an opportunity to kind of like really talk about the impressive things that you've worked on in your own clan. And by seeing the reactions on the other faces and whatnot, you're able to kind of like really gather, oh, I am doing great things here. Moving on. So as you're making your way towards the northern clans, you kind of have a bit of your, a bit more emboldened, knowing that there is a significance to you. But there's also the realization that while you were never invited before, there are many other clans that have been invited before. Some clans that have been invited for many years before. Which leads you to believe, oh shit, how powerful are those other clans? And I'm really curious to see if Clan Throne is there, right? Like that's a real curiosity.
And they're a decent size. Are they? They're even bigger than we are, I think. Right?
No, Throne is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-ish.
Is that? I thought it was bigger than that.
No,
But-
they're nestled in that mountain chain right under me, so they're a little smaller.
But mountains are significantly more difficult to kind of like tame to get under your belt. They're more costly. They're slow to travel through, so on and so forth. So a mountain, as you can imagine, has more influence than just plains, right?
Yeah, there's more resources there as well.
Yep, exactly. So, which is one of the reasons why Nick just barely started to cut into the forest, having 3 areas that actually are forest areas, is starting to gain some influence over there as well. Excuse me. All right. While you guys are traveling north and east, you know that your plan is to head up through Tengchang. Tengchang is the clan that at least owns as much of, if not all of, the lake that is in central southern Kajinxi, and it's the clan that you know will be kind of like one of the traversing clans. So you could have taken one of the rivers. Those are traversing clans as well. They expect other clan leaders to travel through them for the sake of coming to the northern bit, but you can't really trust the safety that you're going to have in either the east or the western rivers, because as previously mentioned, one belongs to clan Vak, and the other one belongs to clan Zingquin, which are not exactly friendly clans to yours, to each of yours. So you choose to go through Tengchang, through the lakes. Again, when we last left off, you were able to travel your way most of the way through the mountains the hills without any difficulty. But why don't we see if there is a chance of there being difficulty?
Can we get a token for movement?
Oh, for tracking how far you're going across the clans? Chad,
Yeah,
do you care to see the map of them at all, or are you good, bro?
It also reveals us information that we would now know.
Yes, please. Okay. A party token. I don't currently have one of those. Last time I had one of those, it was like one of my PCs and one of my other campaign concepts put it together for everybody. I can't remember what campaign was that. Traveling through like Jinx or something like that.
Yeah, I wonder who put that together real quick.
Yeah, I can't think of it.
And either.
Yes, it was Cell. Yes, Ash. 1 second. Hey, look at that! It's that token.
Did you actually just grab that token?
Yeah, I typed in
didn't-
party to see what would pop up, and that was the first thing that popped up. It says party token. I was like, cool.
Just don't forget to give us vision on it.
The what?
The vision.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just gonna make it smaller, significantly smaller. Okay. GM notes: controlled by all players. Dynamic lighting has vision. It has a limited, not field. Oh no, just vision. That's right. And then I give it. And then we say it can see this, and I think this will work. There we go. And just in case chat's curious what this token actually looks like that Cell made from the other party. That's what it looks like. Except, did one of those characters die?
Yeah, I never felt like changing it.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like it was worth changing.
All right. Okay, cool. So your characters are traveling. This is to all of you are traveling that way. We're going to see if there's any dangers or any concerns that are going to happen during this travel. Unfortunately, Kajinxi is a very dangerous area. So the likelihood there being something negative happening is not small. I'm sorry, it's not small. Yeah. So, Nick, why don't you tell me what's bad, high or low? And then, Cell, why don't you tell me who it is that's going to go ahead and roll for me? And before that person rolls, I have one more thing for you, Jake.
Low.
Low is bad?
Snaga.
Yes.
Okay, and before Snaga rolls, Jake. If low is bad, I need you to give me a window of horribleness up in the high range. Give me 4 numbers, a 4-number gap up in the high range. That's really bad.
What, like 96 to 100? Is that what you're talking about?
Sure, if that's the numbers you want to choose, sure.
Yeah.
Except that's 5 numbers, so I assume you mean 97 to 100.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Cool. So he's going to go ahead and roll, and 71.
Very good.
So not so much excitement for you boys as you're traveling. So as your characters are making your way, I assume everybody can see everything just fine. As your characters are making your way, as we already said beforehand, this region over here. There we go. This region over here was safe, and you were even able to, at the end of last session, get as far as to here, and then up into here. Not there. Here. Before you had to worry about even making that roll. So as you make that roll to see if there's any dangers or whatnot that are happening, you realize, no, everything's actually going pretty safely. Things are going pretty well according to plan. I don't think there's any important conversations to have between your characters, so unless you say otherwise, I'm going to just kind of push on and not push for RP. You guys are able to get pretty far. I do need you to choose. I don't know how clearly it is for you to see, but to your north, on your way to Tingchang, there's more hills up there, or to the east, there's more plains. Would you guys try to stick to the hills, or would you try to drop to the plains?
Hills might be a little.
Let's just go the most direct route.
Yeah, the fastest route I think is best.
Both of those routes work equally.
I suppose we'll stick to the hills then, because it's good to have a field vision, you know?
Cool. All right, sticking to the hills, though sometimes you might be in a valley while they're up top, or sometimes they might be hidden in a valley looking at you clearly exposed up top, but I get what you're saying. So you guys are sticking to the hills, and you're able to do so with relative ease, making your way all the way over to Tingchang's border. The big question mark comes in as you guys are actually coming down out of the hills and into the border. Nick, same numbers or flip?
Same.
Okay. Low is bad. 97 to 100 is critical. Cell, choose somebody else to roll, and let me hand this last little bit. V-Sword's rolling for me. And with V-Sword's result of a 26, you know that low is bad. So this is what ends up happening. As your characters are making your way through the hills region, everything's staying pretty safe. You have no problems because, let's be honest, there's a considerable number of you traveling together. Not only do each of you have your the 3 of you together with Hoko, meaning 4 people traveling. The 4 of you each have an army of 5 that's traveling along with you, making it 24, plus a couple of your advisors, unless your advisors were absorbed into the army. So we can call about 25 people traveling. This is not a small group. This is something that you would be foolish to try to waylay, especially considering that they're bringing supplies with them on wagons, carts, whatever it might be, to make sure that the travel is going to be relatively easy for them. Unfortunately, as you're traveling through Kajinxi, there are other orcs, Nick, you're familiar with this, that are more orcs that live a bit more free of others. These are orcs that either swear to no master, or the masters themselves are more like Ronin, if you will. Free wandering leaders, warlords, that intentionally try to bring about havoc, mayhem, or get hired to do tasks for others. Again, Nick, you know this all too well, because this was you a long time ago. As to whether or not these are bandits or people serving a warlord or what they might be, you don't know. But what you do know is you're going to have to go ahead and with your little armies, I don't know if you actually put the stats together for your armies or not. Oh. Grab this number for you. I gave you guys cheat sheets. Build an army with it, no problem. Everything's done nice and easy. But no. Nobody.
I didn't think of it.
Uh-huh, sure. Oh. Oh. Where is it? Where is it?
You see we have 5 strong armies.
War. Hold on, I'm just trying to get the stats. I need you guys to make scouting checks for me. Scouting math is pretty easy to come up with, though. So scouting is equal to the unit's ability to notice other stuff is equal to perception modifier of the creatures divided by 4, and the whoever the leader is, whatever their LB bonus is. So, for instance, let's say Jake's group is a group of Karak orcs, right? That's what he brought with him. Their perception's trash. It's not going to be at least a +4 modifier. Probably not, because they have low wisdom. And it's not like a big focus of theirs. So probably is a 0, so it's just leadership bonus. Whereas Tesla's characters might have, let's say years of being forced to work in the mines and put soot in their eyes, so they have... Oh, wait, no. But the average army, if you assume level 1 warrior armies, they're going to have a +0 modifier for wisdom, 1 rank, and 3 class bonuses, so it's going to be a 1 plus LB. So depending on what you are, Jake clearly is a 0. You just roll in the leadership bonus right now. 1d20 plus whoever's leading that group's leadership bonus.
Okay. Leading the army.
Whoever's leading it.
Okay.
We all have to roll, or just one of us?
All 3 of you.
And what was the roll again? 1d20 plus leadership bonus?
Yep, unless it makes sense that your group would have like a +1 or something.
No. Okay.
I have Varix's leadership bonus. I don't use them as
Yeah.
a commander.
The
assume
PC is straight up a +2. So
I assume Aaliyah's probably leading the soldiers. She's kind of trained for military stuff, so I think it makes sense.
sure.
I am trying to find a link to my new sheet.
Do recent.
Yeah, everything adds up there. Roll the 6.
Okay. Anybody else?
Still looking for that sheet.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Probably pull it before you then.
So give me the rundown on calculating leadership bonus. +2, is that just it?
If you have your kingdom sheet up, just start clicking buttons and you find out what it is.
Yeah.
Just click the commander page and start clicking buttons.
To the new one.
No!
Look, it's been school holidays here. This is the first day my kids have been back at school. All right, now I've got time.
So what's your charisma?
1, but I have might makes right.
So he's able to supplement charisma with the strength.
Okay, so you have 1 from 6 Bab, 1 from your strength, 2 from being a PC. So you have a +4.
Okay. All right.
Found Kushibashi. Nick, sending it to you on Zoom.
Thank you, sir. Oh, you know why I can never find this? Because it sends it to me and it opens an edge. It's like the cancer of all browsing.
It's not that bad.
It's terrible. All right. And how was the leadership score calculated again? Just
Go to the commander tab.
Yes, I am there. I have an RN in there. BAP +6, yes. Charisma +3.
You actually have 1 more. You have a +5, Jake, because you have the leadership feat.
Okay, that's just
3
12.
character leadership.
I will probably put Tessa on there now.
How many ranks of professional soldier do you have?
I believe it's just changed because I leveled, so let me take a look. Too many browsers open now.
You know what, Joey? I will. Thank you for reminding me.
So does ranks in professional soldiery increase your thing? I don't think it does.
5 ranks. I think I increased it by 1.
That's right.
I have at least 5 ranks. So this is telling me I have a leadership bonus of 6.
Sounds right. I mean, I have a 5. So you have skill focus profession warlord, right?
Yes.
So that would make you
Oh.
6.
There we go. No, that would make me 7.
7, yeah. Then
I don't think this sheet includes the fact that every 5 ranks it gives you a +1 to your leadership bonus.
it does.
Does
I just
it?
tested it. Yeah.
Yep. There's a ranks.
Oh, I see. Divided by 5, round down. Gotcha. Okay, cool. I was scared for a second.
My professional soldiers is -1.
But why is it an 8 then?
Because I only have 5 ranks in profession warlord.
Oh, and you get it after how many ranks?
5.
5. So you get your first one at 5.
So skill focus, profession warlord, +6 Bab, plus you have 16 charisma, right?
Correct.
So that's +3, +2 from
Oh,
being a PC.
war leader. I'm confusing with war leader. I'm assuming war leader gives you a bonus, but it doesn't.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
why
And then
war
then
leader affects something else. That's why.
leadership, and then 5 ranks.
That's why that's why I thought the math was off. I thought war leader should affect it. It doesn't. Okay, cool.
I should probably lead the soldiers. I roll poor, but I get +3.
So Nick, why don't you go ahead and roll for me then?
Yep.
Oh, and your soldiers, you could assume they have a +1 modifier, so you would be 1 higher than that. So it's gonna be a +8 for this specific scouting check.
Gotcha.
Because your people are literally scouts. You rolled trash though.
Always trash.
You rolled
Always.
Got us though.
absolute trash. So the best one was what, Varix?
Mm-hmm.
With an 18? Yeah. Cool. Varix, are you happy with that 18?
What do you guys think? We good with it?
Fucking luck it. Just do it before Cell does.
I'm not looking 9. What the fuck?
That's a blanket statement.
That was awesome.
Okay.
So the 22 total with your scouting check. As you guys are moving forward and whatnot, it's not like all of your soldiers perfectly march in tow with you. You have a couple of them that will always be right nearby. God forbid you suddenly get attacked, and others that'll scout about. God forbid others are planning on attacking you, so on and so forth. It was not the Kushibashi clan riding around on their chocobos, or the Tessel clan with their finely made armor and steel weapons and so on and so forth. Instead, it was the Dancing Denshos that happened to notice the what are we looking for? Waylay that was kind of prepared for you. That you see the ambush that was waiting for you. As you guys are coming down the hills and enter into the Tangchung area, you could already feel it. There's a sense of relief that comes over you. You can literally see the border of where Tangchang is, at least where you believe to be the border, because there's actual farms down there. You can actually see farmland coming out of the hills. You know that this is an area where Tangchang will have soldiers and guards and so on and so forth. You guys are decorated and important political figures. Tangchang is not going to mess with you unless they have a significant reason to do so. Being in their borders means that you can be protected from the areas outside of their borders. So, that being said, you have a guard down just a little bit. Just a little bit. I mean, Tesla's clan probably a lot. But Narin's group, they're probably just a little distracted. Maybe the Chocobo are tired from what's a longer ride than they usually take, whatever the case may be. But it's the Densho clan that happens to notice it. Densho's clans are always alert. They always have to be, because it is, if it's not a Karuk trying to eat you, it's a specter trying to take your soul, or one of many other things. Walking down in the area down below, noticing the ambush with a 22 on the scouting check, they're able to not only spot that there happens to be some movement down there, suggesting that there might be some, there could be an ambush happening. You're actually able to spot out how it is that they intend to do it. Traveling down the hills, you come across an area with a nice, good patch of trees. The trees in this area, though, as you're going further north and closer to the equator where things grow warmer, it's a thicket of trees. You have to almost imagine like how a bamboo forest has just so many trees growing so close together, depending on the type of bamboo forest, you can't really easily walk through it. You have to like machete your way through. So you guys are already going through almost like somewhat predetermined courses, paths. The areas that are probably hundreds, if not thousands of years old, that animals would use as their own like travel routes, or perhaps traders use it for wagons and whatnot. Whatever the case may be, you notice coming through there's a bit of a rocky crag area that's up ahead. And that rocky crag area is where it gives you the idea that there might be an ambush. Then you notice the way that the trees happen to look over there. Look like they're designed slightly differently. They're positioned slightly differently. Are there less leaves than there's supposed to be? Or no, the leaves are just on it. Kind of funny. It's really weird. It strikes you as strange until you realize that, again, walking through this rocky, craggy kind of area, it's almost like a half pipe. Or like a chasm that you'd be kind of like treading through. And they definitely have an ambush set up to close the open spots behind, like in front of you and behind you, locking you up in there. Most likely taking their vantage points to rain on you with arrows from above. Just fish in the barrel until you're all dead, because they can just lock you in with their own little bamboo-made temporary walls, right? So your people come to realize this and report it back to you. Finish it with, Lord Varix, what do we do?
Summon the other warlords.
Bows and collect them.
Warlord Naren, Warlord Shadow. It seems that there is an ambush waiting for us up ahead. In between the crags, it looks like they plan to cut off both the entry and an exit and rain arrows from above.
Shall we just backtrack a bit and head further north? Ignore it, not waste our time on it? There's no easy way to get up to their vantage points. I don't think it's worth our men's lives.
With respect, Warlord. That's the cowardice route. This is Hoko. We can back away and leave it for someone less suspecting and less capable to be killed by them and to have their things taken. Or we can not only resolve a situation well within our capability of doing, but also show Ting Chang the strength of Clan Vosk and the other clans as well.
Do we see, I look in the direction, is there like an easy way to get up to the vantage point, or is it like something that's going to be like very obvious we're doing it?
I mean, you're not going to be able to find an easy way to get over there. Hello, Hype Train. How are we all doing today? It's not going to be, you can't easily see a trek over there because, again, the thicket of bamboo, like forest that you see over there makes it too obstructive for you to be able to see that, right? An easy path behind. Honestly, you just set the entire bamboo forest on fire. That would resolve it, but...
Yeah, no.
We call that the
That's where my mind went.
Fucking hell, guy.
Oh, I should make like a mini trump card to call back the other, the creature.
No.
Like a smaller one, just to allow it to be triggered. It's called Light It Up.
Why? So mean.
I mean, it's not against you specifically. Like, I would do it against any PC.
Do you have a plan on getting to the position, Hoko? Or do you have plans to cut these bamboo shoots till we can get to them?
The good part about using a spear is you don't need much room. Just trust.
We still have to get to their position.
Sneak up. Move slow. Move quiet.
Does that look like a possibility in like the thick?
Hoko's a big dude. He's thick. Speaking of thick, and he's talking about getting into the thick of it. I don't know.
I could
Seems like possibly.
I could easily fit into the thicket here with my smaller size Hoko, but you and Varix, I doubt you could easily move through these trees or shoots.
What's the estimated size of the force that we're walking up into?
You mean like parameter?
Like the number of
I
bandits.
mean, like an estimated number.
Oh, force, not forest. Gotcha. Okay, my apologies. So Varix is not able to get that kind of numbers. They know that there are people up ahead, but was not able to get that kind of number. That's you, Varix.
Yeah. We know that there's a trap. We do not know the enemy's number.
We could
always go ahead.
I was going to say a small strike force to take out one side and flush the other side out.
I could easily take some of the lesser armored men through. I'm not much of a commander, but I'm a well enough fighter. I don't believe. Did you ever name your new bird?
Yes.
That was out of game. Asking you out of game what you named it.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, Green named it. So.
Oh yeah.
It's Okuri.
Okuri. I don't think they could fit in. Does it look like Naren could fit through these like thickets relatively easily? But I think he's a pretty big dude too.
Naren's not that big of a dude. He's kind of lithe.
But isn't he like how? What's your strength and con?
Strength's 14, con is 14, dex is 16. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Elite neat.
Swimmer builds, sucker.
Once more with feeling.
You get that? He's got that like 7% body fat, you know.
Yeah. I can leave Aaliyah here to command my archers to try to shoot on the other side while we attack one side.
Well, similar to my thought. What if one group goes in, like you say, trying to sneak through? If they don't, and as the archers pop up, the rest of us take shots of our own. Does leave that one group though vulnerable if they can't sneak their way through.
The trees will give us plenty of cover from arrow fire.
And I think Okuri and I will be fine going through the forest. She's a creature of Eldamar.
So you want to go through the forest. Tessel wants to try and sneak up on one of the sides. I guess we will stay back and shoot enemies as they appear.
Sounds like a
Okay.
plan. I guess that's our plan.
Yeah, except for Poker. I don't know what he wants to do.
So Hoko. That was weird. I thought I heard myself. Hoko listens to the plan and says, so from one side, Kushibashi attack, and from the other side, Shado attack. And Varix walks down the middle.
No, I thought we were holding back to take shots. And you
Actually-
didn't notice the others.
Well, it's a ravine. There's going to be archers on both sides, so we should have Tessel take one side, Kuchibashi take the other, and either you draw them out originally, or either you bait them out, or you wait for us to launch our attacks first.
No need for my men to become pincushions with no way up there. It is better for
I
us
mean,
to
yeah. If you're afraid of a couple of flying toothpicks, that's fine.
Do you have a counter?
No. I listened to what he said. I said there's no reason for us to just stand in the middle with no way to attack. No honor in just being shot from above.
True.
I just want to confirm, does that mean you are afraid of flying toothpicks?
Well, look, with my AC, yes, I am. I am very afraid of it.
Well, thank you so much for at least admitting to it, Jake. So, you guys are kind of like witnessing this. Sel and Nick are looking to split the party and go opposite directions with their clans. And Jake is looking to hang back and just kind of like look at everybody.
I'll take shots when they reveal themselves.
Okay. Not a problem. And Hoko says, so then what should Clan Vosk do?
Work with Bencho. You have bows as well? No?
We were able to gather enough bows for this force. 5.
Well, he'll look to Naren. We all know who Clan Vosk serves, but Hoko, you are the general of their forces. That is your position. What do you wish to do?
As general, I would have suggested a different plan. I would have suggested for Kushibashi to not take from the rear, but instead catch them off guard with their speed, walking forward and exploding out the other side, so that they would trigger their trap and reveal themselves without capturing anybody, all the while acting as a decoy while other clans like, say, Shado and Vosk are the ones to attack from the outsides. This would both reveal their position and make a distraction, as otherwise the same plan happens. And then I also imagine that Clan Densho would, as their strike is happening from the sides, would then burst through the doors that happen to be, or the walls that happen to be sprung up, destroying their trap as well, in case anybody was caught inside. Having them plans to be released would be the better plan than hoping they weren't and not having it prepared for.
I'll leave it to those with the military minds.
It's a solid plan, Hoko. And if Densho doesn't want to play bait, then Kushibashi can certainly storm the front.
Yes.
Secondary call out. All right. Hoko looks at the three of you and gives like an affirmative nod, because obviously he's prepared. He's a warrior, so he's not afraid of combat. He's not afraid of dying. He doesn't have 70 years beneath him to crick up his bones and get him scared. So he's got that YOLO life going on. So he takes a spear and kind of like smacks it against the pauldron River has on his shoulder, and then turns and starts walking around one of the flanks with the what are they called? Other army that's with them. This is where things come interesting, because this is where stealth comes into play versus the other armies. Nick, you're going to start walking towards the front. You also don't want to get noticed too early. So once again, you are rolling stealth because you don't want to get noticed too early. You want to then have them kind of like not fully be in their places. So they're quickly jumping to their places, and then you explode through their trap as they're trying to spring it. So it's a stealth from you, a stealth from Cel, and a stealth from myself. But before you guys roll, it's not your character stealth, it's your armies. Did you see that on your sheets?
It's the camouflage, right?
Correct. And
Yeah.
it is important to note that you get a bonus based off of your army size, which that also should actually be kind of like locked in if you wrote your army size as 5.
It says if it's 5, we'd have -5 HP.
That's because you don't have an HC hit, do you?
I do. I did a D10. I assume the minimum is 1.
The minimum is 1. I don't know why it's mathing out that way.
Because the ACR goes to -1 because of the size. Because it's a 5 size is ACR -2. which if our creature is a CR1.
Oh, you can't have a negative ACR. So your creatures be, in theory, you have to have a CR2.
Or we have like 10 dudes. Either of those work, I think.
Yeah. Or you like double the number of people or whatever it is. Yeah.
I think double the number of people would make more sense.
Yeah.
So we each have 10 people now instead of 5. And we have 5 HP. Which makes sense. 10 people fight each other. It's probably not going to last multiple rounds.
Okay. So your stealth modifiers, everything's going to be plugged in there. So the big thing with stealth is any of your characters that would actually have ranks inside of stealth. Again, it doesn't make sense to me that Densho would have a clan of stealthy people. It doesn't make sense to me that even that Nick's clan would have a clan of stealthy people. So I don't see them as having a big modifier of 4 or greater. And it also doesn't kind of feel that way for Shadow either. So imagine it's the big camouflage bonus is going to come from the size of your army, as well as the leadership bonus. So if you have an army of 10, your camouflage bonus is a 6.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and if you have an army of so whoever's leading your groups, sounds like Nick himself was leading, Cell himself was leading, and then obviously Hoko.
Yes.
Right? So why don't we go ahead and roll? /R1d20 plus what's Hoko's number? That'd be 6 for the size of the clan, and one.
Decent roll.
I think it's just a +1 leadership bonus.
Oh, wait, we got our leadership bonuses?
Yeah, always.
Oh. Reroll them. Our leadership bonus is 5, so
Probably just 1.
11.
I'm still rolling a +8 on that.
Plus your camouflage, which would be a 6.
So +14.
So why are you getting a +8?
That's my leadership bonus, isn't it?
Oh, so A plus whatever. He just 6. Yeah, so 8 plus 6 is 14. Yep.
Oh, I thought that was going to be a 5 again. Oh, jeez.
Everybody roll.
Yep.
Jake.
Rico has
Oh,
to.
he doesn't need to, does he?
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
need
good point. Good point. I was thinking to myself, Jake's always the last one to roll, which is also true. So, anyways, you guys are making your way in. Neldorath is not even gonna cause a whisper to those that he's sneaking up on. It is going superbly. You even have Clan Hoko sneaking their way up the other side. Wait, Hoko's going to the other side? No, sorry. Naren making their way forward, so they're going to have almost no time to react. As a matter of fact, they're going to be able to make their way down there slowly, giving everybody else time to kind of get perfectly settled in place. So Hoko, again, is able to deftly move through the thicket of trees there, and his group does not seem to be noticed by the time that they're kind of settling in. Tessel's sitting there with a 15. How you feeling
18.
about that, Tessel?
18.
How are you feeling about that, Tessel?
I think it's fine. What do you two think? These guys probably don't have a huge scouting bonus, right? So like,
I mean, 18's a decent roll.
yeah.
It's up to you.
I'll leave it.
You gonna leave it as is?
Yeah, we might have like I don't even know, but we're at 0 right now.
Okay.
So.
I asked because obviously there are other factors like terrain and whatnot that do affect the outcome of the battle, right? Or the stats in the battlefield. So like for instance, you guys are dealing with ravines. Ravines, if you're down them, you cannot make melee combat. It's not even possible. But since they're holding the high ground, they get a bonus to scouting. But because you're attacking the high ground, you guys have penalties built in. In case you're curious where this is, it's a PDF Ultimate War, PDF page 31, rail page 26. Anyways, so you guys are making your way over to that area. With your 18, you feel satisfied. I'm going to go ahead and roll that.
Oh, well, it happens.
It's usually a +3, but obviously, like I said, they have high ground, so that's what gives them the additional +1. So, you guys are making your way downtown, walking fast faces. You attack! As unfortunately, Clan Tussle is noticed. So, Nick, this kind of
Oh,
goes in.
also, both clans are noticed.
Why?
Hoko rolled a 20.
Oh, different group on his side.
Oh, okay.
Trying to bring everyone down with you. So
Well, I figured he was rolling 1. So it's fine.
Hoko did
No.
superbly.
He rolled an 18. It happens like that. Just unlucky.
Mm-hmm. So, anyways, so yeah, you guys start making your way up there. You're getting to the point now where you're about to start like jogging forward. When all of a sudden you hear from you, Naren, yourself, you as a person, perception check.
oof.
Would my army have shields or just bows?
What did you pay for?
Well, we didn't. They would just have what my other army did have, or
Hey,
we didn't really
Nick.
discuss this.
We're back to that same number. Are you happy with an 18?
I am happy with it. Yes.
So with your 18 total, you actually are going to be able to notice, because it's not like they're crazy superbly hidden. You already know where they are. At least some of them are. You start noticing that there is a bit of a ruffling and whatnot happening. You notice that it is likely they're about to spring into action, that they've noticed approach from that side, which, if you recall correctly, is the Shadow Clan coming in on that side. That being said, what would your character do in this instance? And don't answer that question. Instead, everybody has to go ahead and roll a tactical roll. Now, the clan that you're sneaking up on, Hoko, is going to take a -2 to the tactical initiative. But everybody else is going to roll normal tactical initiative. So, let us...
And that does that include leadership bonus or no?
Your initiative?
Yeah, I don't think it does.
It says right under your military tab.
Yeah, so it doesn't. Okay.
No,
Just
no,
double-checking.
on your military tab.
Yeah, it does not on the military tab. It does not include leadership bonus.
Oh, yeah, it's your total, modifier. Now, coming into this war, this battle, you have to remember, of whatever tactics that your army oh, you guys don't have to worry about that. You have too small of armies. Never mind. Ignore. So everybody go ahead, and you're going to roll your tactical initiative. Don't forget to click your mini. Or actually, what I should do instead is give you each a flag.
Is there a bonus to DV for being in a forest?
Attacking high ground, -1 melee, -1 DV, -1 movement. No.
So because we all got the same size army, can you tell me the base thing?
If you were
Tactical
in...
initiative, you're professional soldiers.
Yeah,
Score.
no, but I'm talking about the DV and the other thing.
I'm assuming I don't have anything special, so your DV is going to be 11 plus your leadership bonus.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Your OM is 1 plus leadership bonus.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. So everybody rolling for it?
Big strong 5. I forgot to click my flag.
Click your flag.
Where the shit is my flag on this map?
That didn't work. I have to click initiative button on my character sheet.
Yeah, I don't see the flag.
Yours
I'm
are
just
flags?
I'm clicking the one in my nation. That's all.
Oh, I ain't bringing you guys over here.
Thank you. There we go.
You have to roll initiative off of your character sheet and then roll the other initiative or vice versa.
We have to roll it on our character sheet, do we?
To add it to the initiative order unless Scott manually adds them. Because
I never made a... no, I did make a tactical initiative button.
Did you? Oh, you did. It was just hidden because I have it halved.
Nah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I mean, but he's not actually rolling that. That roll is wrong, Varix.
No, it's not. I got rid of the modifier so it'd be what it would be.
It does work.
Oh,
actually.
okay.
This works.
Flat roll, yeah.
28. My God, Nick is fucking rolling.
Wow, Nick, that is really good. That is really, really good. Okay. So I'm gonna roll mine now.
He could roll lower than me. Who knows? Hope that's not mine.
Well, he didn't roll lower than you. Now,
Well,
as a reminder, if you attack anybody, if you're in combat with anybody that's lower technical initiative than you, you have a +1 to OM and DV. Okay. Also, other people have to tell you their tactics based off what it is. So, Nick, even though they're hanging back, you're in this like sweet spot vantage point where you're able to assess the situation, then show behind you and how they're, I always say, sleeping at the wheel. They know they have a responsibility, but hanging back and preparing to shoot arrows is not exactly their thing. So they're not exactly Johnny be quick for rushing forward and down and into the battle when it's their time. They're definitely going to take a minute to get here. That being said, you know that the clans that are ahead of you, or the groups that are ahead of you that are looking to fight, the one on the left and the one on the right, those flanks, you get the very quick impression that the ones that are standing kind of like over and above where Shadow is, where they have targets kind of right there, they immediately have already started turning their back towards the area that you were meant to run through and cause a distraction. They're immediately turning their backs on that area to go bring their attention down to see what more closer, better, newer, different entertainment is going to be down there and torturing those people to death. As for the other one...
So, because this matters, it does say rough terrain offers cover and concealment.
Yep.
So, I don't know what those actually give, because I'm looking for that.
So, anyways, you are the other group, however, is completely still and silent. They're not doing anything. They're definitely going to be caught off guard by Hoko if somebody else doesn't fuck it up. So, Nick, what do you do?
That's a good question. We should probably just... Is there any way for me to charge right through and then flank those people that are about to spring on Tesla?
Unfortunately, no, because you're riding down into the ravine, and as I said beforehand, ravines have a 0 chance of melee attack.
Yeah. Well, we do have ranged attack as well.
You're going to be shooting up and over into the ravine area. You're going to be taking some serious penalties. You can definitely do so, but you're going to be taking some serious penalties.
I think we're going to stick with the plan and we're going to charge through.
Just kind of charge through and try to be a distraction?
Yeah.
All right. So immediately you just go to charge, like literally just charge through. Obviously, your plan is to run through. Do you have any like description that you want to do of it, or any like extra ideas that you might have?
Mostly just kind of pull the reins and ignite my magical Naginata and kind of make a big show of it. I'm sure Okiri will screech in all of her majestic glory, and then we will just kind of charge through while swinging through, screaming like a bunch of tribal Karuk.
All right. So as you're rushing through and kind of like doing that and literally just trying to cause this distraction to get their eyes off of them, why don't you go ahead and actually, for this one, because this isn't a combat, right? You're not attacking or anything. You're going to be able to roll a leadership bonus, and so you're going to be able to add your leadership bonus to it. This is kind of a decoy, so I'm going to keep the math the same as everything else. It's the whatever the group's deception or bluff in this situation is, which will be a 0, right? Divided by 4 equals 0. So plus your leadership bonus. So that's a +7 for you?
I think we said +8 for the moment.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. So +8. Beautiful. You are absolutely causing absolute havoc and mayhem riding through there with your chocobo. Some of them literally kind of semi-climbing up the walls and whatnot. You make it look like you are absolutely the target that they were meant to distract for, rather than you being the distraction to save them. It definitely looks like you are the meat here, and all of a sudden they come to the realization that it's getting away. Immediately afterwards, some of those tribes members, or where are you, bandits, start trying to turn around and take pock shots off over at your team. It's very unlikely that they're going to hit one of your team members, but just in case, the first person to roll a D100 in chat and roll a 7 or less gets a shot off. In the meanwhile, Nick, you are charging through, catching them completely off guard. That is going to be your turn. After that is going to be both of the clan's side things. So, nope, that didn't happen there. Thank you, Joey. You stole it from somebody, you meanie. I'm just kidding. But the other clan is going to, of course, take their action of how it is that they want to do their turn. So they go and they position themselves into a ranged area to continue their attacking at you. I'm going to go ahead and make a shots at you, like thematically, but in game they're actually going to have to turn and just use ranged weapons against Tessel. But Tessel against you are going to take a penalty because 1, you're inside the forests, and 2, they're half shooting over at Nick's group, right? So that being said,
how many are up here actually?
You don't know yet. You weren't able to get close enough before you got spotted.
I mean, yeah, that hits.
Okay. It's going to do half damage of what it should do.
That does 2 damage.
Okay. 2 points of damage to you.
Which is not half of my HP, but it's close.
Okay. All right, beautiful. After that group does that, the next group, seeing what's going on across the way, they lean into it. They rush forward. They also turn and try to bring their attention to bear over at Kushibashi. Kushibashi blasted through, but this one was kind of, they were not distracted, don't have to look both ways, run back and forth. They quickly get their bows out, step up, and are going to take shots at Kushibashi as they're charging through the area. I get 1 attack against Kushibashi. Kushi, I do not have penalties against you, so I'm not going to do like half damage or anything like that because of shooting through trees. You're going to be a normal roll. But again, pock shots. You move through the area too quickly. The orders are given out to stop you. Some of the people grab their bows and take shots. Others immediately try to shut the gates to lock you in there, even though it was probably so late that they were trying to do this. They never would have. You don't believe they would have closed them in time on you. You know what I mean? Either way, taking their pock shots does not happen. Shadow, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna take shots at them as I approach center melee. So.
Your speed is reduced. What's your clan's normal speed?
0. I'm assuming they just have ranged weapons.
Speed's not normally a 0. Speed is usually, I think, 2 for small groups.
Oh, that's whatever your sheet says.
Yeah, 0 is because it's programmable. You can type in it.
Then it's 2.
Okay. So there's 1 right now going uphill through the woods and everything. So I was gonna say I don't think you're gonna be able to get all the way up straight into melee with them. You know what I mean? Yeah, because then otherwise there's no penalty for you having snuck up and failed.
Well, but they got distracted too, so.
I'd say you'd be able to make a range attack against them, but you wouldn't necessarily be able to move up into melee unless you're forfeiting ranged all the way.
I mean, there's no point. Same difference.
Range has a penalty.
Well, I rolled a 2, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, so you your people taking shots at the arrows, you come to the realization trying to shoot through the woods without training to do so is probably going to be foolish. The only group here that probably knows how to do this with any decent accuracy is going to be Neldorath's group. So that being said, after you is going to go to Clan Densho, who is picking their teeth.
We don't see anyone. They don't try and shut the other where they went into the ravine.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So aren't they gates or something like you were talking about that are both going to be shut?
They were going to try to shut them, but they got snuck up on so quickly they didn't even get a chance to shut them. Nick rolled too well, and Tesla screw up kind of brought their attention elsewhere. It kind of worked perfectly for
Well,
not doing that.
Screw up. I got an 18. He just rolled a 22. Okay.
All right. Well, I mean, if that option is bust now, we'll move on. If I can't get into range to fire a ranged weapon, then I won't. I'll just move forward, I guess.
Okay, so you spent this turn moving forward, getting your bows ready, so on and so forth. Next turn, if there's still bad guys, you're going to try to take shots to finish them out, but beware of friendly fire. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Nick, it's the top of initiative. And I assume, by the way, everybody was standard combat, to be clear.
We re-roll initiative. Don't we?
Exactly. You're going to start re-rolling. So do not forget to click your token before you press the tactical initiative button.
Bit higher, boys. Oh, I tie. Hopefully that's my enemy.
Oh, wait. I chose Varix and Narin instead of who I was supposed to? That was weird. It's going to be 16 and 9. Okay. So, Kushibashi, once again, taking the lead. You're absolutely freaking crushing it. You broke through the other side. They can't stop you. If you wanted to, you could just keep moving on. No issues whatsoever. But clearly, that's not going to be the plan. From this side over here, Nick, this is where you're able to see. On this side, you're actually able to easily find paths that are going to bring you up into the ravine areas there are. Now, you can try to hang down here, stay where it's relatively safe, and take shots up there with your bows, or you could choose to ride your Kamatori up and into the upper areas above the ravine.
Yeah, I will. I'll probably go up the ravine. I think I'm going to go support Hoko first, as I don't think. I think he'll need more help.
Gotcha. Okay. So that being said, you're going to go heading around that way and are easily going to be able to make your way over there. You are going to be able to engage in melee. You're not riding through rough terrain or anything like that. It's right there. You can engage.
Right.
You can engage in melee.
That is what I'll
Oh wait,
do.
hold on. Did we do ranged round?
We have to do range first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, all of last combat there was no melee, so this is the new round of combat. So Nick starts rushing that way. He is not able to do that yet. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Next up is going to be first the clan that was first. We did the one that attacked. What's his name before? So these are the same ones that attacked at you before Cell. They're going to try to shoot at you again with their bows, trying to hit you. But unfortunately, again, they're dealing with penalties because of this positioning, and they're getting ready to go into melee afterwards. So they're rolling with a.
You know, of course. Okay, my army is negative something.
What's that HP?
Negative.
No, what's that amount?
It's minus 16, so it's 7. I take 7 damage.
It's 7 divided by 2.
So I take 3.5. So I'm at 0.
So you take 3, you're at 0? Okay.
I didn't make a morale check.
You're going to have to make a morale check. We forgot to do this the last time anyways. Go ahead and make a morale check. And then it's going to be Clan Densho's turn. Clan Densho, you're going to spend your time.
I said we had 5 HP.
Yeah, I've taken 5.
So you hit last time too.
2 last round, 3 this round.
Yep.
Dude, you should have spoke up because I was not paying attention. I didn't realize you were getting pwned.
Well, your character wouldn't know. Although
That's true.
You should have probably known because I got this covered. But I wasn't going to say anything. That's metagaming.
All right. So, anyways, Densho, what you're able to do is, and you get ready for your negative health point thing, the injury bit. I'm gonna grab that part of the battle book open. So,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a morality check for you, right now. But back to you, Jake.
Yeah, I made it already. I'm 21. I made it 21. So.
Oh, cool. So you're not disbanded or anything like that. You just beat the shit. All right. And we're gonna have to deal with casualties afterwards. So for you, Jake, you are actually going to be able to charge your way through, charge your way down into the area, and then choosing a side to either A, take shots with your bow, or B, charge straight through to try to engage in melee.
I will try and engage in melee. If
Sure.
they're not like hung back for a reason, if they're not that didn't happen, then we're just gonna charge them.
Okay. So you can imagine that. I can imagine you're going by way of Clan Shadow. So that's gonna be your entire turn for it right now. After that is going to be the side that actually has who's it that's attacking? Hoko attacking. So Nick, you didn't attack them yet, did you?
We were charging in. You said no.
That's right.
Not yet.
That's right. So this other side, they're still not aware of Hoko and it's actually they did see you rush through, and they start seeing you kind of like wheel around to the other side. So they don't, because they weren't aware of Hoko, do not engage in ranged combat. They instead switch over to melee and prepare themselves to engage in melee. That's all that they do. This brings us to Clan Shadow. Once again, you can make a ranged attack right now if you'd like.
No, I'm withdrawing from that battle.
Oh, okay, cool. Withdraw. Do you have any means of healing?
I have some healing potions, but if I don't take any more damage, I'm fine. Normal healing rules apply for me, so can I? Yeah, so I'm gonna just start withdrawing.
Okay, you can have your army withdraw. You yourself can return as an army of 1 if you'd like. That's up to you. Kushibashi, top of initiative with same round though, with melee combat. So clearly your group, the other ones have gotten their melee weapons together. You start rushing in, trying to engage. And so don't forget, melee combat's all in the same round. So you could choose not to engage in melee, or you can choose to engage in melee.
Well, no, because if I take more damage, then like there's actually problems that are gonna happen.
Yep.
Because we're not gonna be able to move anymore.
Yep. All right, go ahead, Nick.
So I'm doing a melee attack.
Yes, sir.
And
You have
that
a -1 because you're attacking uphill.
that's to OM, correct?
Yes, sir. So your melee OM.
And is there any bonuses though that doesn't get leadership, right?
Everything has your what's it called? Leadership bonus. All of your attacks do. If you actually look under your tab, if you actually go under your military tab, and under active military 1, just choose what is it?
No, I got it there. I wasn't sure if it was right. That's
Your
all.
OM is right. Your OM is just your modifier. Everything's added up in there. If you have all the numbers right.
So it says +9. That sounds right. Okay.
Yep, it should be 1 plus your leadership. So
Your melee is not a +9 actually. It looks like a +10.
you get a bonus for being on tab, I think.
Oh right. OM increases by. So I got to add the OM increase for 2 because they're not mounted, and I get a +1 because I have cavalry expert and the banner special ability.
Okay, so
Sorry,
that should be
sorry.
that should be a 12 then.
sure, yeah, because your melee says 10, so it's actually a 13. -1 for tracking uphill, 12. Yep.
Oh, melee. Yep, I'm blind. So
Because you're mounted this way.
What's the CR of a level 7 character?
You have to look it up.
oof.
Okay.
20.
It's probably a 6 or a 5. So
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna.
So it's 20 total, Nick?
Yep.
These aren't particularly large groups, right? Like if you look at the DV of your group, that's because your leadership bonus is massive, right? Most of the time, that's not going to be the case. A small army of 10 people is a base DV of 10. So this has their leadership bonus added on, makes that they are taking damage from you. So that's going to be not a small amount of damage. That actually really fucks them up as you're supposed to start riding in and attacking them. But I can't say whether or not they're over yet because they still get their turn. And the first one to attack is going to be the ones that are attacking actually Cell. So they see that you are turning and fleeing. So they start to pursue your fleeing to go and attack you because like, hey, this is our payday. This is our opportunity. We're going to go do that. But on their way running down the hill to do that, that's when they notice Clan Densho is coming up to meet them. So then they're like, never mind, let's attack them instead. So they're going to push on to attack Densho.
I figure this out. Sorry.
I rolled well.
I'm also in negatives now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's more than 5.
Yeah, it is.
Ah, that's frightening.
I'm exactly at 0. Well, you just keep rolling 18s.
Hey, listen, open roll, baby. I love it. So, you, Jake, unfortunately, are going to take whatever it is that you're supposed to from that. Don't forget, you take the amount of damage equal to that minus your DV. That is their turn.
Oh wait, it's the thing. Is it divided? Did you say?
No, only for me because I was in a forest.
Oh, only for you. Okay.
Yep.
So I take. All right.
Took what, 8?
And
Or-
Jake, but that happens at the same time that you engage with them, so you're actually still able to attack back with no penalties or anything.
Yeah. All right. So I mean, I'll attack them back.
Roll that at 20, baby. Not bad.
19.
Not bad. Nick did barely wear that. Oh. You actually deliver a good amount of damage to them. Did that include the -1 OM, by the way, for melee for running uphill?
No.
Should I make you re-roll the only a +5?
If you'd like.
Didn't remind him before.
I mean, that doesn't matter.
I know. I try.
I think you're supposed to re-roll with only a +5.
Oh, I did it again. Wrong one.
Oh, huh. All right. That's funny. I was like, oh, that sucks. And I realized what you said.
Oh, nice.
Hey, nice. So you actually, even though they come at you and they start cutting you apart, like we're talking, seriously injuring those that are beneath you, that is not without Varix on the battlefield. Like Varix is on there, so sure, his men may be getting beat to shit, but Varix hasn't been able to engage in proper combat himself in a while. Standing loftily above battles and calling out orders. What's the word I'm looking for? Watching his commanders kind of get all the glory. This is his first real opportunity to jump in and do the fight himself. His first opportunity to do the fight himself, other than that time he just confronted a giant, right? And he is reveling in it. The sheer chaos, the mayhem, the pain, the blood, all of it. He loves it. And at one point in time, he looks up and he could see, yes, his army is very injured, but he only stopped to look up because he destroyed the other army. He cut through them just as well as they cut through you. So they have to deal with their own penalties in a second. We'll get to that all in a moment. After that is going to be the group that's on the other side. This is the group that's going to be attacking back at Kushibashi. Which I don't even think hurts him.
It does not.
Yeah, the Kushibashi clan is easily able to outmaneuver their opponents. Rocky cliff faces. I got a commatory, baby. Shut the front door. And lastly, Cell. Cell is technically supposed to go before the other one, but it doesn't really matter. Cell?
Yeah, I mean, I'm retreating. I can't find out what my CR would be, so.
It's usually your level minus like 1.
So, I mean, if I joined at CR 6, then I would have a higher ACR than my other army.
Yeah, that's normal. So, you doing anything, or are you gonna hang back?
I would, fuck it, I would go in.
Okay. You go. You give them the order to keep rushing forward, and you return to engage in the fight. You're also able to engage in melee.
Yeah. So my military. So it would just be. Oh, that's 7. Yeah. Fucking hell, dude! I rolled a 2 and a 3. I can't. Oh my god.
Barracks, it's the glory of combat that you're able to defeat this this group here, not this army, but this the group of bandits here. It's by glory of combat and the aid of your comrade that's able to do it. He's there fighting alongside you, opposite you, so on and so forth. And luckily, you're in such a battle frenzy, you don't realize that he absolutely sucks. So, that's good news.
I'm too worried about my men hoping to not die.
I know you're gonna say your hair.
No.
All right.
Hessel keeps a nice ponytail, okay? His hair is well kept.
Now it's time for everybody to roll their morale checks. So the DC should be equal to. Did you have that pulled up, Sal?
No. Isn't it just DC 10?
It's almost like I said, hey, so I'll pull that up.
Yeah, well, I was
let's
looking
see.
at other stuff, remember?
You're good. So route phase. It's going to be if you're the check. So it's a DC 10 plus 1 for each allied army that has been destroyed or routed from the field. So it's a DC 10 to start. Hold on 1 second though. If you are bloodied, which means you're at less than half your, if you're reduced to 0 health points, an army reduced to 0 health points is defeated and you can take no further actions in battle. But it can be taken prisoner or massacred by its enemies following the battle. Attacked in spite of their surrender in the midst of by its allies after the battle ends. See victory and aftermath. A defeated army typically has 10% of its number dead, and 1d4 plus 10% are wounded or unable to fight. The rest simply too physically exhausted or emotionally shaken to continue fighting. So, yep, more or less, you are removed from battle. You don't even have to roll. You're just out of the combat. Okay.
Yeah.
So you do not have to worry about that, and we'll deal with numbers afterwards. Okay. Nick, you have to roll your DC 10 check.
Sure.
Your army's base morale was okay. Never mind. I'm not sure what you had it set at.
It was set at I don't know. It says 16, but
Yeah. See, this to me, this is a little high. Like you should start an army at 5 unless they prove themselves otherwise. Technically, the city's supposed to start at 3 unless they say otherwise.
I mean, these
Did
are like.
Hoko roll this round?
Nope, I did not have Hulk rolling.
He's stuck
Alright.
in the forest.
Should I roll again then?
With a plus difference of 2, yeah, I should.
Why wouldn't our army be 5? Because we're like the warlords, right?
The army's is still a new army.
Okay.
I'm being
yeah.
generous and letting it be a 5 instead of this 3 it's supposed to be.
Oh, it's a 5, you said? I thought you said it was a 3.
Yep, well, I said it's supposed to be a 3, but I was doing the 5.
I'll take that reroll.
Woo! I just barely made that one with my first group.
My men are inspired by me running back into the fray. Do nothing.
So my
Am
group...
I thought because I'm negative health points or whatever it is, -1, I don't have to roll. I'm just out of the combat, correct?
So your people don't run away.
Correct. You don't want them to disband.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't want
so
them to
what am I
row.
rolling?
So 1d20 plus your
Leadership?
morale.
Is that just my leadership bonus?
It's actually a morale bonus. So morale, it has many other factors involved. There's a whole math thing in there. So just do leadership bonus plus 1 for argument's sake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So none of your armies are routed or anything like that. You don't have to deal with loss of morale from your group, so on and so forth. That's good news. The one that you guys had defeated beforehand, the one that was over in front of Cell and Jake, that Jake was able to just decimate, that one ends up breaking up and starting to flee away. The one that's in front of Nick, they're not doing so well. Why don't we go ahead and roll tactical initiative for those that are going to continue fighting and figure this out.
Yeah, I can't get over there in any time, so.
Oh, Nick, I rolled so well.
You might beat me. We'll see.
Oh, Jesus.
I guess not.
Oh.
You get a +1 to like your OM, right?
On top of the fact that he's a higher anyway, so he gets a +1 anyway. So he's got a +2 total to his OM. And I can imagine they're no longer holding the hill. You're kind of like met up with them. So they no longer have higher ground. Nick, whatever your melee says, +2 plus whatever your other abilities are. Have fun, sir.
Okay.
By the way, their plan was to retreat. And your
That's
plan is
nice.
that this is Sparta them off the ravine.
Giant like bird legs.
Shit roll, but whatever.
Doesn't matter. You still absolutely decimate them. They're going to attack at you too, but oh boy.
Nick's showing off. This is what Nick's character's built for, commanding.
It actually is.
So it shows.
That's great.
You keep rolling so low against Nick, but rolled 18s against me and Jake.
It's almost like I really do have weighted dice and I'm just playing favoritism with my best friend, so.
That'd be weird.
He just has to take the glory away from the one time I roll well.
It's great that you rolled well this time. Okay, this is like the good time to roll well.
So don't be
Yes.
too nice to him. Remember who he is.
I'm always nice to Nick. Nick's just mean to me.
Don't lie, Sal. Don't lie.
So anyways, so yeah,
Keep
you
throwing
guys
your zero shade.
So you guys are you're able to easily defeat them. I'm gonna allow you to kind of finish narrating it. Nick, how is it you end up cleaning this up?
So basically, since Hoko and I have a working relationship, he just basically formed a pocketed kind of like mouth for us to charge in and funnel these guys in. And we literally just stormed through, and as we charge, the Commissary just ripped them apart, and we just steamroll right through, and we will circle back around to just kind of slowly trot up and check on our buddies.
Okay.
See how they're doing.
Well, luckily for them, the first hour after resting is going to allow them to heal 1 health point. Technically, it's supposed to be half your ACR in health points, but you round that to 1. So you each heal 1 health point, unless your armies were in negative health points. Is anybody in negative?
Yeah, it was -1.
Oh, negative 1? That might not be too bad. What's up?
I have a bunch of I have 12 1d2 hit point health potions that I'm willing to administer to my allies. That helps.
I think since I'm at exactly 0, I think none of my guys are dead. I just avoided it.
No, you have a dead guy.
1 dead dude? Well, I mean, can I administer a potion?
Yeah,
Stabilize?
Jake, you're good because you weren't attacked again. So
I
you're
wasn't
good.
attacked again either.
No, I know that.
Okay.
So both of you have 10% of your people dead. There's 1 person for each of you. And then, so you can mark that also on your kingdom sheet, 1 dead. But then you also have a number of wounded soldiers unable to fight. 1d4 plus 10, so each of you choose somebody to roll a d4. I meant times 10.
D4.
That's almost.
Is that almost and?
V sword.
Okay.
Roll low, please.
It's the one time my army didn't get absolutely fucked up.
It's because you were commanding it. Casualties, 1 dude.
I also
Making rest in
need
peace.
a D100 that Nick gets to choose for what happens with the leadership of this group.
Oh,
I'm trying to
Oh,
find the
geez.
chart.
doesn't the Jake just? It happens for Jake's too, right? Because he destroyed the army.
So you get defeated as well, so Nick gets to kind of like shore it up. Nick, who's rolling that for you?
Ooh, Steve's not poking around, is he? Or is he still at work?
I don't think
Steve,
Xylemos
there-
heard you before, by the way, Jake. Go ahead. Steve's probably not there yet. He's probably at work.
All right. Bolita, take it.
If Zalamas isn't here, I'll get Joey to roll.
And so, where's the thing for when they're defeated? What's the likelihood of them just being instantly killed or whatever?
It's like a 10% chance, I think, to
Yeah,
be
it's-
instantly killed.
I see the 50% chance that the
D100, Joey. It's
Joey's gonna roll D4, I think.
D4.
Oh wait, you picked him, right? Yeah, sorry, you're right.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Bolita to roll D100.
That's on me.
yeah. So Joey, you're rolling the D4, and if Bolito doesn't show up, we'll take your D100. So, oh, jeez. So one of you have 3 people that are so injured they can no longer fight, meaning 4 out, and one of you has 4 people that is so many injured that it means you have 5 out in your battle. We're gonna handle this in RP in a second. Important RP to have, but first let's figure out the D100 thing. Do you know where that chart is? Because I'm in Victory and Aftermath, dude, and I can't fucking find it.
I am looking for it as well.
Yeah. It's so annoying. Like, that should be a chart that's easily found, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's not. Smiling. It might be an Ultimate War. Um,
All right, while you try to find that, Nick, going around and kind of cleaning up the mess and everything, you're actually able to, the entire battle here was only worth 1 BP. You're actually able to gather up supplies and whatnot throughout the entire camping area that's worth 1 BP. And clearly it's going to have to go to you because you can't exactly split that evenly amongst 3 people. So
that's fine.
you're able to earn 1 BP from the combat.
I will take it. 'Cause I am broke as shit.
Aren't we all? It's not a new kingdom yet, actually. Keep that in mind.
So I can't find where it's supposed to be if they're alive or dead. It says if NPC leader ends a round of combat with at least half their health points, there's 50% chance per rounds that the leader surrenders. But that's talking about the victory aftermath portion of all this. I can't find the rest of it. I really don't care that much. Let's just keep going. So you guys see this. Let's bring it to RP. You've already kind of like rode around and checked in on it. You check out Hoko. Hoko was there. Da. Yay, good. Let's move on. When they actually kind of come together, all the clans, and you see the 2 dead soldiers, the soldiers that are lying there, and you've got like a blanket or whatever that's over them, kind of covering them up for Clan Shadow, probably prepared to put shackles on him and push him down into some.
Oh my, stop it! All right, not the right moment. My God.
I wasn't sure what the tradition of your clan was, but in Clan Densho, everybody's busting out their forks and steak knives, getting ready to honor them with a full belly. So as you guys are kind of like going about these rituals, and you have the others that are extremely injured and being looked after, this is when Kushibashi is going to kind of roll up. Kushi, I don't know if you're going to try to offer potions or whatever you said to aid your friends, or what was the plan here?
Yeah, I will offer potions.
Oh, I found it. 1 to 30,
Goes.
escape.
Go ahead.
31 to 50, killed. 51 to 100, it is captured.
Boom, captured. We're taking Joey's. Yeah.
Cool. Perfect. So you actually successfully captured them. That's wonderful. So anyways, the you're able to offer out the potions. How many potions do you have?
12.
So you're only going to be able to really assist 1 army. Unless they're all tossing in their potions too.
Well, we just need to get the guys that are the ones that are so wounded that they can't really walk, right? So we can continue moving.
The way it works is supposed to be enough potions for a group. I suppose we're in a small enough scale. I'll let it slide. So you have 7 injured people you want to hand potions to. Do you want to give them each 1 potion, or even for the more injured ones, give them more potions? Total of 10 potions used.
How much further do we have to go?
You could have seen the border of where it is you were heading to.
I have 2 potions in my inventory. No, are you allowing us to use personal ones for the people? Okay, well,
I'm saying 10 would treat them better.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't have 10 potions, right?
Well,
you do. He has 12 alone.
Yeah, so I'll give out 10. I'll give out 10 for the whole shebang.
Okay, cool.
Because
Both of the armies
can, benefactor.
both of the armies can heal 2 HP.
Okay.
So Jake, you're brought to 2, so you're brought to 3.
Or I'm brought to 2. Oh yeah, we got you. Follow.
There you go. But more importantly, kind of like witnessing everything that happened there, whatnot, bringing this into a thing. Hoko actually chimes up at one point and goes, "What was that? The hell was that?"
Who's he talking to?
The group, but I mean, you kind of know who.
Unfortunate. One of the men were taking a leak right in the direction we were coming from.
And Archer didn't kill them?
We were still approaching. You don't approach with your bows knocked and drawn through the forest that dense.
Hoko.
Why? I use a spear. I would have thrown it at him and killed them. Almost got everybody killed.
Hoko.
He looks over at you.
They are inexperienced at fighting in the forest. It's a lesson learned. We'll move on.
There's so many injured. We can't bring injured people into what's the clan called again? Tang Chen. It will not look good. I know what to do. He turns to Naren and says, For those that have died or that are too injured to keep fighting, take their armor off of them. I'll have a couple of mine wear their armor and take their place.
That is noble of you, Hoko.
He looks at Densho and says, the same for yours as well.
He would turn to one of his men and say, strip the armor.
Okay. They go over and they take it off the people that are either too injured or that are, of course, the pride of the injured ones of being told they're not moving forward. Densho. You don't tell Densho to sit down.
I thought
Nobody
I
would
thought
sit
he
in
was
the
talking. I thought he was talking about the.
Dead one and the ones that are too injured to move on.
What's that? 4 of my people.
What's 5?
One dead and four
Yeah,
very
yeah.
and 4 injured of various degrees.
It's 4 of
If
mine.
they can walk, they're fine.
You're not entirely sure if everybody can walk.
Get up. He says to them.
They get up, but I mean, again, it's one of those things where you can see, oh boy, they are definitely going to slow the group down. They look very injured.
Pride of a single is not worth the pride of a clan.
I'd probably like group up the soldiers over, right? My soldiers, and just talk to them real quick. You know, my clan's more understanding.
So, unless Densho says no, I'm keeping the injured ones there. Does Densho choose to let the injured ones go?
They can keep up. If they can't, they can return to Densho.
With one last attempt, what's his name? Hoko says to you, Warlord Verix, this is Clan Vosk we're speaking of here. Clan Vosk is a part of Clan Densho. Replace the Densho warriors with Vosk warriors in Densho armor. Maybe they'll make you proud, and you'll want them to join you anyways.
He'll nod at that, looking at Hoko with a bit more respect, actually, and he just says, "Leave your armor, return to Densho, return to Kabe."
After kind of like the whole switcheroo happens and everything, and Hoko's soldiers gather up your injured, and unless you do something with the dead, like are you going to burn the one from you and are you going to eat the other one? Like what do you guys do with the dead bodies?
Yeah, we can't really take the remains. They would take too long, wouldn't it?
Higher.
Probably, we probably do cremation in Clan Shadow anyway.
Yeah, you cremate them. They just like their meat cooked.
I mean, we're not going to eat our own because we don't need to. It's not the Barrenlands. We eat our enemies if they're good enough, but no, we'll just leave him be.
Perfect.
Yeah, I
do you allow
probably
them to burn, or do you just leave them for the wolves and whatnot to eat?
No, he can feed the animals.
Okay.
they would probably take my dude like a bit off from the forest. So don't set the forest on fire and safely burn his body, taking whatever belongings he had to his family.
So as you set the forest on fire,
Fucking hell!
well, that's what you get for throwing a gender reveal party.
We don't do that, okay?
Are you sure?
Listen,
You look like you live in
We-
California.
we don't need to do gender reveal parties because you know what? In my clan, gender doesn't matter. You could be whatever you want to be, no matter the gender. Okay?
But you can still reveal that.
Yeah, but our clans aren't full of idiots. Okay, that
You-
set forest on
It
fire.
just pops and you have the trans pride colors come out. A whole bunch of little trans pride flags.
Of course. I mean,
And the whole family is like, we're so excited to finally find out if it's a little boy or a little girl. And I was like, and your whole family's like, well, at least they make really good cake.
I can hate everything. Okay. We do this. Yeah, Tesla's kind of like he normally does when like he messes up and things go really wrong. He's like in self-thought.
Okay. Self-thought. Gotcha. So back to while you're kind of like contemplating the pyres happening, all that stuff, eventually Hoko has the injured are set up in ways where they're either going to walk slowly or they're going to be assisted in walking. And then Hoko bids you adieu. It'd be foolish to have any clan represent themselves in a negative light. So he is going to turn and head back to Clan Vosk.
Well, Hoko can take the BP that I gathered.
Okay.
I do thank Coco.
As much as I could use that money, I think it should go to Hoko.
He is taking the L here.
He is.
And that is fairness and generosity right there. So he takes it. He puts up a half-hearted argument. No, I want to pay for the check, and then it's accepted, and he turns and goes back. He starts heading right back through the area, but not before you guys hear the very satisfying twang of an archer letting loose an arrow, and you hear like a even more satisfying thump of a body that was kind of like hiding nearby from one of the disbanded groups, just kind of like oh into the ground below. This leaves you to be able to just start heading the rest of the way into actual Teng Chang, into the area where there's soldiers that are guarded and whatnot. Needless to say, what's the grand total of you? 17? Is there 18? 18 people walking into their... No, sorry, we changed that number to being 10 plus each, 10 each, right? So,
Yeah.
33 people walking into their
34.
border.
Ilya.
34 people walking into their border is not something that's just going to be like, oh, what's
35.
this?
I have Aurorum with me.
Oh, 30, 35.
I have Zara with me too. So
Anybody else?
Well, first of all, Ilya has been here. We've known this, okay? God.
So we good?
Better memory.
36?
Okay?
36. So we brought Josh's age because he's an old man.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Oh, by the way, Nick, I don't know if I told you. I went blueberry and strawberry picking with Josh and his little one on Thursday. Remember we were talking about that before? On, I think, Monday we were talking about it or whatever. Josh is colorblind.
that's fantastic.
And then Rory was feeding me the blueberries that he picked that were very sour.
So the green berries were very delicious.
That's so unfortunate.
So anyways, that was a fun experience. Either way, so the where were we? Sorry. Hoko, you guys are making your way into there, and clearly not going to go and allow this sheer like large group of people come traveling through the lands without being questioned. So the soldiers roll up on you, but they definitely do so while guarded, not with weapons like trained at you or anything like that. So I imagine as they're approaching, how do your characters kind of flag or wave them down? Do you separate from your armies? Do you send one person to do the talking like Aaliyah? How is it you guys handle the scenario?
I have a question before we answer that.
Okay.
Nick captured the commander, right, of that army.
Oh,
I did.
yeah, he did.
So 37
is that,
people.
Is that commander operating in their lands, doing the raiding and everything?
I would say probably it was right outside their lands. So this is probably a dude we can turn in to gain respect.
Yeah, that's what
Which is I'm assuming you're thinking.
Yep.
So yeah, we want to turn in the bandit leader to the guards.
Well, I mean, we should figure out if they're bandits or mercenaries first. There is a difference.
Can we question a dude like on the way to figure out what his deal is?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. You can absolutely interrogate. That's not a personal level thing. That's not a combat thing. So if you guys wanted to do that before you went in there, okay. So let's talk about the bandit leader. You have them all tied up. Hoko is preparing to leave with his soldiers.
Who sent you?
I'll just straight look at him. I'm trying to think what to say.
You need some freedom in the mind, son.
Make this easy. Make this easy for us. Do you have a larger organization, or are you just a bandit leader in these woods?
What do I get in return for assisting?
Well, you potentially get better treatment when you get to the clan.
I don't know what you mean by better treatment.
I'm gonna walk forward. I'm just gonna punch him straight in the mouth. And I'm gonna say, "What clan are you from?"
That's an intimidation check.
I couldn't get a diplomacy? Wow. It's good cop, bad cop. Bad cop
Ooh,
wins.
can I roll to assist that?
Well,
What are you doing to assist? Are you like giving him shoulder rubs and then bracing?
What if my thing?
Are you pulling a Rob? Just coming
Could
up
my
behind the
thing-
guy and be like, "Why are you so tense, friend? Why are you so tense?"
I think a giant flaming naginata in the face is pretty intense.
All right, sure.
Yeah.
You shove your flaming naginata in his face.
That's right.
Blow
Your
on it.
hot, flaming naginata.
So yeah,
Damn,
the
you guys.
25 to assist, and because I have some janky abilities, that's a +3 to assist or +4. I don't remember.
+4.
So 20 or 32.
Anybody else want to help out?
I mean, yeah, I'm there standing too. We got 3 like.
Yeah, we're trying to intimidate.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
So he gets punched
Fuck you.
square in the face, and he actually recoils from it, like falls down. It takes a couple seconds to make sure his jaw functions afterwards, because Varix isn't the little guy. You know what I mean? I mean, he's smaller than Mortimer, but he's not a little guy. So, anyways, he kind of, checks his jaw, make sure he can still speak. And then he sits up and just starts sitting up a bit. And he's like, "Okay. Oh, my head's ringing. I am of a clan, but no, not a clan that takes any home."
Who hired you?
No, I'm of a clan.
What clan?
Less of a clan, more of a tribe.
That's kind of an insult because it means he's like barren lands.
I'm insulting him.
Yep, he looks at you with a sharp look, but at the same time, there's no strength behind it because he's already got a huge ass bruise forming on the side of his face. So he looks at you with a bit of a sharp look, and he says, "No, a clan." And fuck, we were hired.
By who? My companions aren't that patient, so speak quick.
I don't know.
Insight or sense motive?
I
Yes,
just
I'll
assumed
just
Jake was
choke
going
him.
to punch him in the face.
Yeah, I'm gonna choke him.
Okay, to what extent?
Good few seconds.
Like a Bart Simpson choke? Like good old Bart Simpson choke?
not enough to make
He
it pass
probably
out, I
just
guess.
puts one hand on his neck and just squeezes.
Okay.
Let him choke for a second, and then he'll let him speak.
Okay. I don't know clan's name. Oh, they're from a river. It's a river clan.
Colors.
East or west?
I don't know. There's a river clan. I don't know if it came from the east or the west. I just know that people were talking about seeing their banner.
And what was their banner?
I didn't see it myself, but they said that the banner was blue and black, I believe, in color, and an image of a fish on it. I think they said I don't know. Maybe 2 fish?
Does that
Can
ring a bell?
Yeah, can we knowledge warlords it?
Absolutely, you can. All 3 of you can.
Knowledge, warlords. Fucking hell, dude! I keep rolling so bad.
It's okay, Neil. Does anybody want to modify any of those rolls?
Nick, I would do it. Really, no one's giving us.
He just wanted that. He's been begging for that this whole time.
I know. I was just hoping someone put luck in at some point.
Oh, I even see that you rolled it. That's funny. Because it's like hidden on my side.
I don't think Aaliyah has any points on it, but I don't know about Aurorum.
The advisors aren't a part of this conversation. This isn't something that they would necessarily want to be a part of anyways. So this isn't a Zara thing or an Aaliyah thing. I guess Hoko maybe, but he's handling other stuff at the time, so they wouldn't be here. Either way, so
It is what it is.
yeah, sorry, Steve. There's nothing I can do about that, sadly. So back to game. Yeah. So the where were we? Sorry, what were we just talking about? Sal.
The clan banner.
Oh, you guys are thinking to yourselves, and honestly, you know that each of those clans have fish on the banner. One of them must have 2, or maybe they both have 2. You're not sure, but you know either of those clans have a fish on the banner.
Yeah, but which ones are blue and black? Are they
we know
the same?
Quinn is at least black.
That's actually a really good question. Which one's blue and black? Zinquin specifically,
Yeah.
you know, is blue and black. Whereas Clan Vok, you've not really dealt with them that much. The one emissary that came before did not come to any of your clans. They came to Vosk before, and you did not see their colors. You did not see their banner. So, you know Zinquin is, but Clan Vok might be.
Hey, Aurorum, come here.
Akram starts walking over.
Glen Vok, what's their colors? What's their flag?
It's a beautiful banner, honestly. It's there's a black shores, with a blue river cutting through it. It has 2 fish. It's from old myth. One fish is supposed to be representative of Vroga, and the other one's supposed to be representative of other made-up bullshit at the spot, and story for their culture.
Thank you, Aurorum. Thank you.
He stops and says,
Seems like it fits.
what does?
These they call themselves a clan. Were hired.
That's it.
By-
Luthar of the Deep. Thank you, Joey.
That's
One of
what I
our member
figured.
names. So go ahead. They says they what?
I just say these people, are hired by them.
Oh. Hiring mercs to get a job done. That sounds unsavory.
Were you hired to attack us specifically?
He looks at you and says, yeah, I don't know. We weren't told about no banners or anything. It was looking for a group. Should be about yay big, and you fit that description. So, I mean, this is a decent sized crew. That's why I brought a decent crew with me. Didn't really work out though, did it?
Can you
Well,
write?
that fits.
You say, can you write?
Yeah.
He says, a bit.
I want you to write a testimony. Whatever
Why
the
write a
word.
testimony when we can just drag him to Zinquin?
Well, I don't know if we want to.
Sorry.
Yeah, we will, but I want us to have a written copy of what he's saying. So in case there's some other bullshittery with this clan we go to, you know what I mean? It's good to have something written.
Yeah, and confirmed by another party. So we can have whoever's at Ten Cheng confirm the documentation, almost like a notary, and then we can cut them loose.
Okay. So
I have a Leah deal with the transcribing or whatever this stuff.
he's like, I'm not a good right person. I can do it a bit.
We'll have someone write your words. You'll just sign it or whatever the equivalent for Kirkar. Put a dash of your blood on it or something. I'm sure.
It's a drop of your blood used instead of an ink pen. To so it's like a slurry mix of blood and ink that you would sign your signature with.
So I'll let Elia handle that while we're going.
Okay. She handles the transcription and writing it down. She's a lot nicer than you guys, though. She treats them well. Make sure that they have decent food to eat, so on and so forth. Like she's nice because she's Shado.
I mean, these guys are bad cop
So-
and good cop.
so
They got
we
two
gotta
bad
ask-
cops.
We got to ask the real question. How much were you paid?
You asked that?
Yeah.
He
What are we
says,
worth?
I wasn't going to get my cut till I returned.
What'd they offer?
Me personally, I think I was going to pull in about 4,000.
What's your clan name?
I answered all your questions. That one I
Do you
can't.
want-
No, that's fine. That's fine. I can respect that. Where were you returning to?
Home. For now, to the east. Which, by the way, you know that with Vok being northwest and him going east, that's quite the distance. They sent word to hire somebody.
Interesting. As far as we're done, we can send you home and you can tell them you were successful, where you were required to bring trophies.
He shakes his head and says, I will not lie.
Well then.
Then
That's
you'll
all.
be at the mercy of the clan we head to.
He nods.
Oh no. I think a testimony is fair trade. I'm okay with releasing him after we get what we want.
He should front Ten Cheng though, because we could have written the paper. You know what I mean? At least there's somebody there to corroborate what is written.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
But
you're all
I'm not,
agreeing on that. Yeah.
yeah, I'm not asking for Ten Cheng to hold him, and I don't expect
Oh
they
yeah,
would.
yeah, I get you.
That would be
You're not- you're
be
not-
officially.
I dare say that if you caught mercenary group operating inside your territory, hired by another clan, what would you do with them?
But he was outside the
You might
territory.
hire them.
Oh,
He was
yeah,
at
but
the
like,
border.
yeah, but like that's the same difference, right?
Yeah, no. So you basically you've got this clan, then you've got another clan trying to fuck with another clan, and you have nothing to do with either one. I'd say, hey, listen, that's your problem. Keep it out of my lands.
And technically it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, but in the end, we shouldn't disrespect the clans we go to if they have a if they have a ruling they want to do, that should be their choice, right?
Sure.
We are in other clans' lands, and we should respect them.
Yes. And I highly expect them to not give a flying fuck.
Yeah, we'll find out, I guess, right?
Most of these clans aren't exactly like super lawful. They're
Yeah.
like, I mean, Jake's
is
gonna
there
be
a
like,
point in
I want to let him
bringing
go,
them?
but he looks delicious. What's up?
Is there a point of bringing him? Because I thought we were in their
Corroboration.
territory. If we're not,
Corroboration.
They're not.
That way, it's
What
not
does
just
it matter?
paperwork you're bringing. That's somebody's story. That we have somebody that corroborates the story.
Yes, and
Yeah, but
we'll most likely have to pay something.
You know what scene I've got in my head right now, which I figure is perfect for this guy. All right. We say you can go, and then what's that movie? What's it called? One with the
Crocodile
Aztecs.
Dundee.
No, the Aztec one directed by Mel Gibson. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Apocalypse Now? No, Apocalypto?
Yeah, that's the
Apocalypto?
Apocalypto. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. You know that scene where they take the bows and then they try and run away. Just got that
Yeah,
scene, picturing that scene in my head.
it sounds great, but we want the testimony here. This is like important
All right.
because we can use it to like fuck with the other clan, Vok, that is trying to literally kill us on the roads.
Yeah. Supposed to
Like-
it. All right.
Like we're literally heading to the north, and we have confirmation from our clans and this clan. Clan Vok's fucked. Like that's gonna be pretty bad for them.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
All right.
cool. So, you guys go walking on, and of course, you leave Hoko behind, so on and so forth. Flash forward. You get to the point where the guards are walking up. Who handles speaking to the guards? The three of you separate yourself from the other 34, and
Sure.
I would
Seven.
want to approach.
no, you from the other 34. Do you want to approach the three of you, or do you want to just send Aaliyah to handle it?
Whatever's faster.
Aaliyah, roll a diplomacy check.
Sure, yeah. Ilya, she is like a plus 21 or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's fine.
Maybe we shouldn't have had you be the one rolling, though. So she walks up to them, and she clearly presents paperwork, invitations, so on and so forth, announces who you are, and then eventually gives like the gesture for each of you to come forward, though you can clearly hear her. She gives like an open gesture for individual ones to come forward. She's no fool, so she does a bit of a presentation where she announces the significance of the warlord of Kushibashi. You know what I mean? Warlord Varix, Kushibashi announces like significant things that he's known for, to them. These soldiers that are here. So she doesn't do like the full ramble, but enough to make sure it's impressive. And then she mentions, the significance of having the Ashen Orc here in Clan Densho, so on and so forth, really building up the hype from Kushibashi to the Ashen Orc. And then she really builds up the hype for the third one to announce, which is the one that she, of course, is trying to give like the most oomph to, which is Clan Shado, Kushibashi, Clan Densho, Clan Shado. They've never heard of them,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I don't,
But it makes perfect sense though. Like it's no throwing shade at Shado. It's that they just literally are not a loud clan, right? When he took his throne, he did it in an insular way. It was done kind of quietly from the shadows, even though it was out in the open to his people, but not out in the open to the grand public, right? But as Kushibashi was known for traveling, kind of like that guy that you're talking about beforehand, traveling throughout tons of areas. They knew the name prior to the actual formation of the clan, and the Ashen Orc has centuries of history behind it. So it's funny because she's trying to be the hype guy for him, but it just doesn't work out all that well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fucking not yet. Soon. No, probably not.
No, that's not necessarily true. Absolutely soon. You're about to go to the place where you work better than they do. Anyways, so they kind of like see each of you going in, check and make sure that all of you are legitimately who you say you are, and this isn't some sort of like secret invasion or whatever it is. And it all checks out. The guards actually tell you, so they actually inquire to her as to whether or not you guys have been through here before. She says no. And he asks if you guys want to have an escort guard bringing you through Teng Chang, or if you'd be comfortable handling yourselves.
We should have an escort if they're offering it.
Yeah, it'd probably make us move faster too. They know the land, we don't.
Yeah. Are we meeting with whoever's in charge of Ten Chang as well?
Yep, you're good. You're gonna want to because you're gonna want to spend the night there and request a meeting with some of the leadership and so on and so forth. So, you guys are led for the next day because you take two guards with you out of the group of them that's there to guide you. As you guys are moving on, at some point in time, you actually, of course, gonna have to spend the night. I mean, you are, as you know, inside their land. This is kind of like over in a farm area. So at one point in time, the guards themselves go walking up to one of the what's the word I'm looking for here? The farm homes. And they go walking up to the home and they pound on the door. The people come to the door and they inform them that they will be finding other arrangements for themselves for the evening. And the people have, like, we're talking minutes to gather their family and important details, and they leave. and they're accosted as a rap to back on one of their heads for taking so long that they did and inconveniencing the warlords. Anyways, they open up the doors to you, immediately go in. You guys came at a convenient time. As you know, it's later in the day. You're going to sleep. There's food prepared already. There's food sitting on the table. It looks as though only one of the plates is actually bitten into. The other food is just sitting there on the nearby stove and whatnot. And there's a big old pot of rice that was made, and they made it well. They did one of those techniques where they cooked up the oil and they cooked the vegetables in it, and then cooked the rice inside with the already half-cooked vegetables. Oh, delicious. So anyways, it's like one of those home-cooked meals, peasant food, but still nice. You guys are brought into there, able to choose the beds that you find most appropriate for yourself, and the guards will find some floor to sleep in. They did have a barn. The guards ask if you want them to take care of all of your commatory that you brought with you, which is not a small number.
Yeah.
Okay. They take care of the commatory for you. I don't know if you guys would have any conversation this evening before you just kind of like spend the night and wake up in the morning. Anything amongst yourselves, or if you'd leave it be.
How long do we have once we leave here to get to the final destination?
So once you leave Teng Chang?
Yeah.
A bit of time. So it's going to be after you hit the lake, maybe another 7 or 8 days after you hit the lake. And tomorrow is going to be when you actually get to the lake of Teng Chang.
So,
and by then it's rivers.
I guess Naren will speak up then and say we should probably start discussing what we want out of this arrangement. I know we understand this is basically a summons, but we should go in with an agenda and a unified goal. We have built no small force in the south, and we will become a trade, I lost my words here. Well, we are on our way to becoming an economic power in trade and resources, be it steel, lumber, whatever Dentro brings to the table. Grain. Grains and hides.
Meat.
Just don't ask from what?
Culture.
The old ways.
They bring dance.
Yeah.
I have my objectives that mostly align with, I believe, everyone is I want to find individual allies among the people of the north, people to facilitate trade with more directly, build a brand name for my steel, because a brand name is very important for our merchandise. I also plan on, if I get time, to visit their academies or libraries, see how they have it structured and whatnot. We've built some in my clan, and I wish to almost try to mirror their ways to attract those from the north to come study down in the south, or teachers and whatnot.
That's your agenda then?
And whatever else we would need to do as a group, if necessary. I'm sure that won't take up
And
the whole week.
Densho has one agenda for this meeting. We have been summoned to it. Not really able to refuse, but why would we refuse anyway? But what we do want is action. Action by them on the traitorous Zinquin. I think we should inquire about what is to be done and why it's taken so long. Otherwise, is it free game for any warlord to take on any other without fear of a repercussion from the north?
Oh, come on, Ferrix. Enough with that. You know the north. If you have enough money, everything is free game.
we could make a public display of it, but that's risky. If we appeal to the law and order, the clans would be forced to do something, as they don't want the image that Kajinxi is lawless. But it could upset them.
Kajinxi is ruled by the courts. It is in the courts where we will have
Once more with feeling.
seek out justice or vengeance.
Yes. We'll see what we can do. That is a priority, as well as gesturing to the paperwork. Dealing with Vok.
I think we should try to secure allies while we're here. Secure allies, secure trade deals, trade routes.
Smart move.
I know I would be able to push further into Eldamar if I wasn't so worried about all the knives at my back.
If we can get Clan Vok punished. That's one knife removed.
Vok is a pawn.
But their master can't play without their pawn.
If you haven't seen, they just financed another. But maybe it'll buy time.
Mm-hmm. He nods.
Oh well, we still have to survive a river trip.
I think he'll be fine. Unless is there monsters in lakes?
No, there's just armies that assault you from the sides.
I believe I read that the lake is maybe too wide for an army to assault you on either side if you're going through the middle. If we follow the coast, that's another question.
Mm.
I don't
Or
know
a
how
naval
the...
battle.
Well, no point in speculating on what we do not know. We'll see when we get there.
Indeed. Close scene.
Yeah. In the other room, the advisors are just having a little side chatter about their warlords and about each other's warlords, while sipping from some wine or whatever it was taken from the cupboard of whoever this homeowner is. You guys spend the night. You rest well. There's no reason why you wouldn't. Battle fought, battle won.
Yeah, just a note before we leave. I'm gonna write a quick note and leave 20 gold under a counter or something.
Jesus, this family's gonna get murdered for that 20 gold.
20 gold's great. So the guards brought the
Damn it. That's enough.
the guards brought the commissary outside to make sure that they were taken care of and stabled up in the barn, where the commissary were fed well on the horses and livestock that the farm owners
Oh my
had.
god, this family's ruined.
So,
I don't know that though.
I mean, you will in the morning. You leave that note with the 20 gold or whatever it is, and then you go outside and you're like,
It's better at this point to take your 20 gold and the note back.
Go back and pretend I forgot something and I just put another 100 gold in there. Hope that helps them.
Here's an invitation for residency at Clan Kuchabashi.
Shado.
no, he's already meant.
So I put that there hidden. Hopefully they can recover from this literally disaster. Tesla feels real bad, but
Yep. It's pretty awful. So, you're at least your commissary. They're all extremely well fed. Which is a reminder, you brought Nabu, didn't you, for the sake of trade?
I think you said you did.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
To you want to sell it to the north to get
Allies.
or also to mark your brand of commentary, I want to do with my steel, right? Market them or whatever.
Sure.
So anyways, you always show off the other one. This one's sired. This one here. You know, like you can blah 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 that whole fun thing. Yay, marketing. So your characters are able to leave the next day to go and actually head into Tangchang. Like I said, it takes close to another day of travel to travel from where you were. No, it's an entire day. It's a little bit more travel to go from one to the other. One of the things that you'll notice is there's actually a little river that runs through the area where you were and into Tangchang that comes off of the lakes. A little stream that goes by there. It's wide enough and deep enough that they have a bridge to get across it comfortably. But honestly, you could easily wade or walk through it because it's like a bobbling. What do you call those? Babbling brook. Yeah, it's more like a babbling brook, though it is like a mini river. Anyways, so you're you see this like nice little area, and when you cross over that bridge, even the bridge itself, its design is beautiful. I mean, it's made out of a combination of wood and stone, but it's absolutely a beautiful design. One of the things you're gonna notice about the bridge is that it's not old by any stretch. It's definitely newer. Do any of you or any of the people that you have with you have knowledge of architecture engineering?
I do. I have knowledge engineering.
Cool.
Roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 20.
You notice two things about this bridge. First of all, its design is rather simple. I mean, we're talking about Kajinksi here. The more advanced clans are elsewhere, but its design is relatively simple. But more important than that, you realize, the wood from this is definitely with the grain, so on and so forth that you see on it. This is definitely Eldamaran wood. It's Darian wood. So this is this stuff is quality, solid. Well made. It's obviously recently been transported here because the bridge looks newer, only a couple of years old. It's very likely that this bridge itself was created with wood that was traded out of Kajinksi or sent through Kushibashi. You know, I mean, you're getting that impression pretty quickly. And
I pointed out to Naran, so I don't know if he says anything, but I pointed out to him, let him know that the wood is made from his wood.
Okay. Nice response. So, one of the things that you notice that's inside the bridge too, that kind of like catches your eye, is as you're walking across the bridge, simple design, but still, again, designed well, catches your eye because of its elegance. In the center of the bridge itself, so we're talking center length and center width. The center of the bridge itself is a carved out circular area. It's meant to be kind of like a sigil symbol, kind of a eye catcher. And in the center of it, you can see it looks like it's hard to tell what this creature is. It looks like it's some sort of eagle or falcon or hawk or something like that. But it also has the legs on it strike you as being different, not talons that you would see on a bird, but a different type of legs that happen to be on it. Its body also strikes you as being a bit strange. To PCs that know a little bit better, it's like a griffin. You know what I mean? So you can see this looks to be a griffin here that's engraved into the bridge. But your character is looking at it, you see a strange looking image that's there. Anyways, you cross across the bridge, and after you cross the bridge, very shortly afterwards, you start immediately seeing the proper town. No longer just like little farms here and there, so on and so forth. You can actually see significantly more buildings all of a sudden wrapped around one another, so on and so forth. And all these buildings that are here, there is no proper walled city. I mean, there are some areas that have like a bit of a lower wall, and the city has like a bit of a design to it where it builds up in altitude. So as you're walking towards like the other side of the city, you see some like notches up. So somebody trying to siege the city would have a constant uphill battle, which would be not so pleasant. But either way, the design of the city, the buildings that are here, so on and so forth, is very simple. I mean, we're talking not much greater than lean-tos or adobe buildings. They're very simple on the outer part because they've constructed much more rapidly, much more recently, et cetera, as city populations boom, right? This is a sign of massive economic growth. When you go to the actual inner part of the city, this is where you can see more like of that proper first Kajinxi-like structure of the buildings made out of the woods and stone and so on and so forth. Then we go to the heart of that. That's where you can see the original foundation of the city, where it feels very barren lands. Buildings are little more than rocks that were kind of pushed together or moved together, having wood kind of strapped around it. Hut-like structures, simple design, simple roofs, etc., 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 that have slowly been renovated over the years to be a little bit more modern on the outside, but not much more than, right? The overall feeling of the city is, while it's hustle and bustle, it's something that I suppose the only feeling I'm going to describe is what your characters can experience from your own perspectives. It's loud, it's busy, and it's chaotic. With your characters having little to no experience in proper cities, it's just, there's a lot of chaos here that you wouldn't necessarily be familiar with. You know what I mean? That like loudness in the streets, the people walking by, the apple carts, the hey, I'm walking here, all that kind of stuff. This is something that you're not very familiar with. So it kind of makes you a little bit uncomfortable, throws you off guard. Jake, your character has actually traveled through places like this before and has actually seen them because, you know, you old as fuck and had to go to the north once before. But that being said, it was a long time ago and you never really spent too much time there because you weren't really a leader yet. Now that you're a leader, you kind of have to rub elbows and hobnob in a place like this. So when the guard brings you in and leads you through the area, he kind of actually sees your reactions. And it's pretty obvious that they see your action, but they don't say anything about it. They're going to bring you over to where a proper stable is, so your commissary can be stabled here without eating everything. They also bring you over to an area where an inn is going to be appropriately set up for you. This isn't just a typical wayside inn. This is actually an inn that's specifically meant for other clans traveling through. So inside this inn, you're going to be able to find many representatives of other clans as they spend the night here or are leaving here now, right? Because they're kind of traveling through this spot. So this inn itself has posted guard around it and even has a proper fence around it, like a nice proper wooden fence with metal reinforcements and everything around it to keep it guarded because there are persons of interest inside. After you're set up with your commissary put to rest and the inn and everything's established, you're then given the freedom to move about wherever it is that you'd like. I imagine your characters request to have consultation with whoever it is that's the leadership here, correct? Okay. You were informed that obviously the leader of the Tang Chang clan is not going to be about. They've already head north. This is a bigger clan and it's closer to the north. So obviously they would head out earlier to try to garner more favor, so on and so forth. Why wouldn't you, right? It's like showing up a little bit early to the party just so you can spend a little bit of extra time with that special somebody before everybody else shows up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We've all been there. Jake hasn't, but everybody else has. Jake doesn't get invited to parties. He lives in Australia. It's always a party.
Came.
Yeah. Or that. I threw the parties. Where was I? You can make your freedom throughout the entire town to kind of take it in. But as for the leadership, clearly whoever the clan leader is, whoever the warlord is, they've already left to head north. And they've taken their grand diplomat with them. They've also left to head north. But there might be other leaders that are willing to meet with you. It depends on which kind of leader you'd want to meet with. For instance, are we going to utilize outreach from Aurorum to try to speak to who their high priest might be? Are we going to try to utilize Aaliyah to speak to maybe their, what's the word I'm looking for, counselor? Or somebody else that's a little bit more diplomatically inclined? Or for Nick, are you going to try to speak to their general, their war chief, right? To see if you can have consultation with them. Like, who is it that you guys are trying to reach out to?
I personally think Consular might be best for our situation, but General could be good too.
Don't forget there's
I would
wardens
be
and whatnot as
thinking
well.
more of Warden, yeah.
Oh,
'cause
yeah,
is
Warden.
in
Yeah.
charge of the city, more or less. It's the city rules, right? And then the marshal is outlying.
And that is the
Could be
outskirts.
either one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
So
maybe the
probably
Marshal.
Marshal, if he's in. If not, then the Warden sounds
Oh,
good.
probably both Marshall and Warden.
Mm.
Okay.
This concerns them.
So to speak to the marshal and warden, you guys are gonna go ahead and have to make checks for me. You can't have one person rolling all the checks, so we have to have 2 different people rolling diplomacy checks to see if they can make this happen, or intimidate if that's the route you want to go.
Diplomacy.
Diplomacy for me.
You and you two go. I'm not going.
Yeah, I don't have Tesla roll.
Hi, Kitty.
Oh, of course. My lucky streak is over.
I rolled a 3, dude.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Do we want to lock mine to hit over 20?
Yes. I think I still give you a +3. So.
We're making 2 different checks for the 2 different
Oh,
people.
2 different checks, right?
Okay. We're at 23.
And you were shooting for the...
Do you want to roll a D2? See who went for who? 1's Marshall, 2's Warden. Roll D2, Nick.
You roll whatever you want.
Okay, so it's the
Warden.
Warden. So
Okay.
I was going for the Warden.
Okay, you're easily going to be able to get your hands on the warden to speak with them, to talk about the matters. As for the marshal says that they're not going to be able to meet with you tonight or tomorrow, but if you want to wait the additional day, they're more than willing to meet with you to go over those details as well. You can also just have the news passed to them.
I think the news being passed is fine. We don't want to stay here for much longer.
No, I don't.
Okay. So you guys have freedom in the city. Is there anything in the first proper city that you've spent time in that you'd want to like walk around and take in? I imagine part of it is literally your character's sightseeing, actually trying to take it in. The smells, the sights. There's literally street vendors over there that sell all sorts of crazy roasted. Oh, it's roasted roaches. That's actually not that bad. Like you can smell the seasoning that they've used on them. They've roasted up the roaches, have a nice seasoning on them. They even at some points have like a bit of like a butter spread that you can put over them. It's not bad.
They
Also,
have a library.
do they have a library here?
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good question. The answer is yes. You had a good diplomacy check, so you actually have a decent rapport with the people that you're around you that you're trying to get answers from. They actually do have a library. Yep. It's
I want to visit it.
It's a library that was actually when you go to discover what it is, it's actually named honored after the warlord that has served the clan for only a sad 7 years. They served the clan for, but in those 7 years, that warlord was able to establish an entire basic foundation of education for all of the youth. Actually brought literacy to the clan. So nowadays in the meta, you would know that this clan is about 60% literate, which is insanely high percentage of literacy for something like Jinxie. And did other like huge foundational changes to make this clan significantly more powerful. And it was with those educations that they were able to learn how to properly do better diplomacy, to argue for things that improve the clan even more. Anyways, they only served for 7 years as a warlord before they had their head literally split in two. It was a diagonal cut where they died, and there was a statue honoring them outside of the library. And the statue literally honors them by it's carved out of stone. They stand there with their head cut in half, holding the rest of it in their mind on top of a book.
It's pretty cool. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
But it was a couple of generations later, they realized, oh, this guy did some good things for us. We should probably show some respects. Anyways, you go into the library and you're able to kind of like utilize things. Let's be clear, when you first get here, this is not a public library.
Yeah.
This isn't Benjamin fucking Franklin, okay? This is not a public library, but it is a library that is open to those of a certain status or position, or those that are willing to pay the fees to be able to use it. So you're actually able to go in there because you're of another clan. You're a warlord of another clan. You're welcome to go inside. Fun fact, I used to live in Franklin, Massachusetts, and the first National Public Library, I've visited a few times. It is gorgeous. It is insanely beautiful. Like, crazy beautiful. Nick, do you remember I used to live like a 8-minute walk from there? So, Massachusetts, where history was made.
All I remember is the ice cream place that was near there. That was Pretty dope.
Oh my god. Spayberry Pond. Oh, no, they have organic pizza and homemade ice cream. I have not been there in a long time. Now I want it. I want ice cream.
Wait. You just had like 2 ice cream cones like 3.5 hours ago.
You think I'm not gonna have an ice cream cone before I go to bed?
I know you will.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just see if I can find books on the history of like old Daelish books about the history of the lands, if they exist here. I also sent you a DM, so
Oh, did you?
yeah. But that's what I'm looking for.
Okay, gotcha. So, for the Daelish lands beforehand, you're gonna go in there. You're gonna go ahead and make me a investigation to try to like figure this out. I know that's not a check that exists.
Perception?
What?
Is it
No.
perception?
It's actually gonna be more of a I can't remember how to do research in Pathfinder.
Could it be
Isn't
like
it a knowledge check?
I could diplomacy and like have someone help me find this book?
Hold on.
Because if it's knowledge history, I only have knowledge level.
Hold on. Each library complexity abbreviate. Contents knowledge points. This makes it more or less like a skill challenge, like we were doing in the other campaign. Attempting a research check requires an uninterrupted 8-hour period of research. Character cannot take a 10 or a 20 on a research check. Each 8-hour period of research, it grants a cumulative +1 bonus on research checks. If a researcher stops researching at the same library for a month or more, she loses any cumulative bonuses gained at the library so far, because you have to like ferret out stuff that you get more familiar with how they do it, right? Up to 2 additional characters can use aid another action to assist a primary researcher. In addition, some libraries grant a research bonus. A bonus on a specific knowledge check, including research checks attempted with that library due to the depth of Research checks cannot normally be attempted untrained unless library has a complexity of 10 or lower. The base amount. One more moment. A primary researcher reduces the library's KPS knowledge points by 1d12 plus their intelligence modifier if they have at least 10 ranks in that skill focus, or both. Yeah, this literally works like a slightly modified version of the skill challenges.
Okay.
All right. So you specifically what you're looking for? What level are you guys?
7.
So then that's the DC we want to use for this based off your level.
Oh.
Okay. So your research check is going to be... One second. Library with 25 or fewer KP has 1 research threshold for every 5 KP. Well, all right. I don't need any more details than that right now for this quick thing that we're doing. So you're going to go ahead and roll a 1d20 plus.
Am I in?
I'm trying to get a check right now. Control F, 1d20. Of course, that doesn't roll. Scroll. In general, reflection of the character's training intelligence represent a die modifier. So what you need to do is you need to roll the research check. For every 5 points exceeds the complexity rating the library points are. So the issue is you don't have a ton of time to do research, right? So you're gonna be rolling
staying in this town for a day, right?
Yep. So the 8 hours it's required to even make the first check.
Yeah.
So you are going to just roll a flat 1d20.
Oh, not even plus int or anything?
I do. It doesn't look like it. Oh yeah, no. Plus intelligence modifier.
Okay. What's my DC? Well, let me just roll it and see if it matters. It doesn't matter.
Sorry,
That's
sorry.
two. Nick, I took your luck.
Oh, not just from the
Control
dice
rolling a
pool.
natural one on research automatically results in a failure, and the library's knowledge points are increased by 1/4. The library's maximum knowledge points as the library's complexity causes the researcher to follow a wrong avenue of investigation. Well, this is harder to research in there
Well,
moving forward because you're kind of confused by it.
yeah, I'm a bit rushed too. So that happens at nighttime after we talk to the warden, I'm sure.
A character with an ability score that replaces with another for the sake of knowledge checks, such as lore, can also use that for determining the reduction of KP. So the only thing I didn't see was... Okay.
If you send
Almost
me
done.
a link to it, I can look at it later.
Yeah. Where are you? I should share it with everybody.
Sure.
And put this inside our campaign thing. And pin it. All right, back to game. So you're researching through there for 8 hours, and unfortunately, not only do you not find anything that you're looking for, you honestly are just so confused and frustrated about how they just do things here. It is nothing like how Shadow does it, and there's so many books comparatively. Like, Shadow doesn't have a library. She doesn't
We do.
see this many. Not like this.
Not yeah, but we have a library.
You have a
okay?
town library. This is a city library.
I'll
There
find
is
you.
a big difference between the two.
I still have a library. Okay.
Like go to some little podunk town library somewhere in the middle of North Carolina, and then go to
I know.
Charlotte. Like
I've
it's just
been in the Charlotte library. It's nice.
I can only imagine how massive it is. And I bet those books are in great shape too, because it's not like anybody uses them.
The school library is it's like 7 floors.
I believe that. Yeah, there's a library in
Yeah.
Portland that's got pretty much all its walls are glass. So it's like a stone poured concrete structure with like all glass walls all around, and it's either 3 or 4 stories, but it's just fucking gorgeous. And so not only is it well lit on the inside, but the outside layer has different colored lights on it, so it gives us like really cool, colorful look that you can see straight through. So if you're on the first floor, if you're outside, you can see pretty much the entire first and second floor. People in there researching. It's like one of the coolest buildings. But anyways, I've never been inside because I'm a loser that doesn't have a degree. But speaking of losers that don't learn things, your character unfortunately isn't able to discern anything that he needs. So it just ends up wasting his time. Nick and Jake, what do your characters do this first day here?
No.
I totally see Cell's character coming back and being like, I'm not leaving this city. I get
No.
answers.
I assume I'm gonna get better research from the north anyway.
Well, Varix is going around, kind of looking at those buildings you were describing before, which he's putting together may have been, well, constructed originally by some of the horde that stayed. So he's immersing himself in that.
Ooh, that'd be
It was
cool.
not long before Varix's birth that it happened. So yeah, that's what he's doing.
Why don't you go ahead and you're gonna call somebody out in chat to roll a D100, and then you're also gonna roll me a perception check.
Joey can.
And let's see if things work in your favor twice. Good, sir. Roll me your perception check. Well, if there's anything there, you fucking find it. What you roll, 2? Is that why you got that number?
No. Wrong character.
Yeah. By the way, so you're walking around, taking this in, taking the sights of like what these old buildings were like and whatnot. You see all sorts of things that stand out that maybe the typical Karuk would not notice coming through here. The typical Karuk would not be able to notice what exactly these etchings mean on the side of this building over here, or why it is that this other leather that's sitting here that clearly was a part of the original construction hasn't properly rotted yet. Like there's so many details about these buildings here that you notice that others just couldn't appreciate, because even if they have education, architecture and whatnot, or what's what I'm looking for, studying of past peoples, what's it called? Paleontology? No.
No, it would be anthropology.
Anthropology. Because it's not exactly like they have anthropologists, right? That mark down the historical records about these things, but you yourself are an anthropologist through experience to them, right? And you can see all the things that kind of like stand out as being strange or different, and so on. You see these markings that are here and stuff like that. It strikes you as being unique. Unfortunately, the likelihood of you walking past something that would really strike you and make it so like it you want to bring your focus to it is pretty slim, and the opportunity did not happen. You walk through the area, you take it in, you enjoy it, maybe grab a beer somewhere, whatever it might be, or grog or whatever, but you do not walk by something that kind of catches your eye. Joey failed you. Nick, what is your character doing?
He's probably walking around to make sure that the lumber that's coming into this city is in fact from Clan Kuchibashi, and trying to ensure that trade is happening appropriately.
It's a really good question. How are you going to try to find this out?
Diplomacy?
Are you going to like the stockyards themselves, or are you going to try to have a conversation with the treasurer?
Probably the treasurer.
You can roll a diplomacy check for that. You've already tried to speak to the other person before and it failed, unfortunately, so you're going to have to roll this one with a -3, sir. You can toss it in temp and then roll your die.
You could request my Elia's aid.
She does focus on trade, doesn't she?
Boom.
Does that include the -3?
Yeah.
The treasurer would love to have a conversation with you about details such as this. Bringing it down to RP real quick. The treasurer that meets with you, they actually meet with you over by the warehouse. You have an easy meeting with them, not because they made time for you. It's because you had it in your mind, you wanted to speak with them, and then you're pretty sure you see somebody that looks like they could be the treasurer over in the area we already are. So you bump into them on purpose and start talking. And you bring it up, the conversation with the lumber, where it comes from. And I imagine he says, well, I would say probably about 70, maybe a little bit more than 70% of the lumber that comes in from, what's the other name of the other clan that's over there? I can't see it on this map. Oh, fuck. I have to zoom way the fuck in. Scroll. Come on, roll 20. You can do it. Jesus. Oh, Wolfmaw. I would say probably about 70%, maybe more of the lumber that comes in comes from Wolfmaw.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It must be tough paying so much for such an inferior product.
Well, steady, constant, consistent supply. Paying for consistency is key. And as with all commerce, if you have the routes, you have the trade.
True, but do you have trade in, say, something like this? And that's when I'll throw out a little branch of the whitewood.
He'd look at it and say, This birch?
No. This is from a magical, or from a pixie grove located off of one of the territories I've claimed deep in Eldamar.
Pixie grove. This is a unique bit of wood that you have here. How much of this do you have?
There's potential for more, but at the moment, I have about half of. How would you say half a tree without
Caber.
saying half a tree?
Caber?
Caber?
Have a
Half
caber,
a
right?
caber?
Yeah.
Yeah. half a caber on hand. I was going to present some to the northern tribes, our clans.
Roll a sense motive check.
That is not one of my best.
He nods understandingly. Nobody would ever speak against the northern tribes or try to take their trade. That would be foolish. So he nods understandingly and says, "Well, I'm sure you have your dealings with the north, but I would say that you perhaps piqued my interest. The leaves at the end of this, they're still green."
In fact, my men are looking on how to specifically cultivate these trees for more mass production.
He thinks for a moment and says, "This branch, may I keep it?"
If you say 50% of your trade comes from Clan Kuchibashi, I would be more than happy to instill this branch as a gift, along with a non-trade agreement.
He thinks for a moment and he says, "Unfortunately, consistency is what we need. And the trek from Kushibashi to Tengchang is a long and dangerous road. You take the mountains, you move too slow and wagon wheels break. You take the plains, and you get attacked by all manner of things. You want to talk about trade. You want to talk about establishing a greater presence. That can be done, but you need to prove that you can deliver more and more often. Until then, the rivers are secure. The rivers are consistent. We will go with the river path."
I see. I'll simply just have to take the river path.
He chuckles, but it's one of those like nervous chuckles, like when somebody says a risque joke that you hope nobody else heard. Jake's like, "That's my life."
Is that just Nick?
I mean,
That's fair. That's fair.
like, we're not live yet, are we? Oh, good.
I said,
That's happened more than once.
well then, I'll pluck a leaf from the branch and place it in his palm.
He takes it and says, "I appreciate the token. Again, you prove consistency. We can talk. Or perhaps if you have more novelties, maybe we could talk then too."
Oh, there are many more novelties at Clan Kushibashi, and I'll have my unseen servant kind of flitter around.
It's unseen, so what does it do? Take the leaf from the hand and start moving it
Yes.
about? Okay, there you go. So, and he looks and says, the wind is taken. There is no wind, and it seems to be evading me on purpose. What is this magic?
It is
He
just
says, what is this sorcery?
more natural treasures found in my lands.
He stops and says, "What is it? Is it a pixie?"
It's a stone.
Now I'm thoroughly confused.
The stone holds magic and lets it keep.
A stone that holds magic, so a warlord may use it many times over.
Indeed.
This is interesting. This is a thing that can be traded for. How much would you part with it for?
For this particular stone, how much life does it have left?
It's been less than a month, right?
Yeah.
Or
But it's been a month.
month. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was what, 4 months, I think?
Yep.
So 3 months left.
3 months. So this particular stone houses 3 months, approximately 3 more months of use. So probably 10,000.
10,000. That is perhaps a steep ask. 3
As
months
far
of
as
use.
yeah.
Roll a diplomacy check.
Make sure you remove the -3.
Hi, Steve. You want to roll me a d20 for my own appraise check? I have the modifiers here. I just need you to roll the d20 for me. Oh, Nick, did you roll yet?
Nope.
By the way, earlier you did get a Winifred's Wisdom from Steve.
Oh, Steve, you beautiful bastard.
I never told you
Let's,
because you weren't like really rolling much at the time.
let's add that in there then.
Oh yeah, you're probably gonna need it.
Yeah, he's a treasurer. Rolled a 15. Oh, you just crushed him.
You explain. So he thinks of it, and he get kind of like looks at the whatnot, and he goes, "It would be a good gesture for a warlord. Perhaps garner favor with one."
Certainly.
Very well. I will. I will see to it that the money is transferred to you. I
Indeed.
imagine you do not mind taking this in gems and coin.
Whatever is most convenient. That's good. And also, if the great state of Tenchang, or I don't know what the actual clan is that runs this.
Tinchang's name of the clan, not the city. You're good.
If the great clan of Tenchang would be willing to meet Vok, Clan Vok halfway on the road, I'm sure my vassal clan would be more than happy to start investing.
The lumber that's delivered to us is delivered to us. From the forests to the rivers to the lakes to the docks. It's delivered.
And is it delivered with the steel of Clan Tessel and the hides and goods of Clan Densho?
I do not know. Is Clan Tessel or Clan Densho here to negotiate such matters? Because I imagine you do not speak for them.
I speak with them, and they are here and can easily be summoned.
Well, perhaps that at a different date. I unfortunately spent a lot of time discussing this, and I have other matters to take care of. But assuming you survive the North, he says playfully, assuming you survive the North, maybe we speak on your return.
Most certainly, and may the North survive me.
Again, it'll be a polite chuckle. You know what I mean? In game, your character, I mean, he doesn't have the best of sense of motives, so he might not notice that it was like just a chuckle out of like formality. You know what I mean? But it gives like a bit of a polite chuckle. Yeah, right, Sal.
It's
He's
like,
still hitting on me.
It's like the dude that makes a joke about you surviving the boss, and then you make a joke about the boss surviving you, and just like, that doesn't really work. The power dynamic's kind of off there. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes, we do.
Okay, I'll fucking hell. I'll just leave, okay? I would leave with just too much work to get up. That was cringe, boys.
So
was I almost just saying show him the weapon that you got crafted?
No. I mean,
Potato steel. But.
You don't necessarily have to, right? Because you already have a meeting coming in the future. So he's going to transfer over that money to you in coin and gems, and we're going to be able to finish up the session here with Cell unfortunately failing his ability to find items, Jake unfortunately failing his ability to find something of significance from the past, but Nick actually successfully getting a little bit of spending money. So he was kind of hoping to do something more than a personal scale bucket of coin, but something for the clan. But now it's not the time. These are not the pieces. But
And that's really good to take to the North with him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
10,000. That's
Fucking
really
hell.
good.
But in theory, though, Nick, if you did want to clear path to Tengchang from your one of your cities, like, is this your city? Yeah, it is. So that being said, like, you literally have a clear path. Like, this does not go through anybody else's land. That avoids the hills, and it's 10 hexes away.
Yeah, I was looking at it too. I could stop by this clan, Skull, on my route to Tencheng as well.
Would you want to go over the hills, or would you want to join up with a route that Nick has?
Well, this is just. I mean, I only have to go over one hill.
I mean, one hex of hills, but yes.
Yeah, but I mean, the rest are hex planes, right? So effectively, it's the same. And then I get to make the 2 stops on the trade route, which helps it.
Well, just hope Hoko doesn't take over that city first.
14 for him.
Well, probably won't. Unlikely.
But either way, so yeah, it's totally an option, especially if you end up claiming hexes. I mean, I know you want to expand more westward, and I think we all kind of want you to expand more westward because of what can be seen and found and whatnot inside there. But the idea of being able to kind of claim up this spot over here, though you also never want to elongate yourself too much because it leaves you so exposed. So kind of like you have to imagine you have these ones here, almost if you like took these spots here, kind of like shoring up that area. Though granted, you know that there's baddies over here, but kind of like shoring up that area. That's like a great way of being able to only have to, and you get a town as close as possible. You know?
Yeah, my plan is to kind of fill out the rest of this spotted area that I have, and then push more west. I want to at least be able to see the plains on the other side of Eldamar.
Well, another big thing too, Nick. Another thing I want you to remember is that trade edicts are a very separate thing, and technically speaking, you do not have the ability to do a single trade edict by yourself, but you do have. You could potentially use these. I mean, there's no rules for it, but if you treated the 3 clans together as one, do a trade edict together. But again, there's no rules for that. It's supposed to be individual clans, right? And the rules are literally written right here for you. It's like, for instance, your infamy is 0, your fame is 2, your size is 17. What's your clan's alignment? Do you know?
We are lawful neutral. Yeah.
Trade edict doesn't affect diplomacy edict. They're different edicts.
And this clan right here, I don't know if you saw, but they're also, conveniently for you, they're also neutral. But they're neutral, not particularly lawful neutral. That's why they were able to take like the farmlands from those people. And I mean, America used to do that to its people too. And then there's attitude towards each other. So attitude, they're going to be indifferent currently. So that has no mod built in. And then relationship mod is going to be 0. You have no negative relationship to one another. So the diplomacy, that's diplomacy, sorry.
Yeah, I tried to mention to you, but...
Yeah, you did. I did the wrong one. So this is how far you're going to want to be traveling. So this is going to be, let's see, where is your clan? You'd be traveling from here. That's going to be, sorry.
Yeah, and the good thing about trade edicts is that you're rolling with your economy, loyalty, and stability.
10. 10 hexes all plains. Is how far you'd be going. First plains. Grasslands. So 10 built in there. It looks like your edict would be your diplomacy edict is a 44. The trade edict, sorry, is a 44. And your skills are 34, 23, 38 against a 44. So you'd have to roll a 10, for the other one, a 6, sorry, a 6. But for that one right there, that's a rough one. That 23 to a 44, that's a rough one. Yeah, I mean, you have to roll a 21.
I need to get my loyalty up. That's
you know what's funny? If I did the trade route, like if I went all the way around to where Kushibashi is, right? To like have my trade go with him, my DC goes lower.
Yeah, it's a weird thing that we discussed beforehand that I absolutely cannot stand. The longer the trade route, the easier it is. And it makes no sense to me. And I want to invert it. But then in Discord, there was like a conversation about how it could make sense. And I still didn't understand the argument.
So the reason why it would make sense is that the idea is you're stopping at other places and trading goods on the way as well. So you're getting more variety of goods.
Gotcha.
To make it easier to trade those goods once you get there, right? You have more to offer.
The longer route also is more likely to be ramsacked and whatnot along the way.
Yeah, and I assume I can get like a benefit for doing 2 trade routes, like stopping at 2 cities. I don't know how it works. If there's anything for it,
I don't know.
but I'll have to find that out.
But Joey asked a pretty good question about that hype train boat.
Oh yeah, we can do that real quick as we're doing our outro. Let me get it set up real quick. It was a level 3 completed hype train, which is the same thing as at 3 and 4. They both have the same result. Oh, hold on, it's being fucky. Sorry, Streamlabs is frozen for me. It does this thing now where it likes to freeze every once in a while. So, see if I can try to set it up over here. Unrecognized poll. So I have to do it over on this one, the frozen one. I'm clicking, it won't let me.
I can make a poll.
Yeah, can you? Because if I click it too many times, I could end up crashing Streamlabs.
Yeah, I'll make a poll. Poll. It's /poll, right?
Yep.
And then I just hit enter.
Yep. And while he's doing that, Jake, what are you up to, baby?
Not a lot. I've got some more time on my hands, so I'm gonna use that effectively and maybe finish this sheet thing that I got to fill out. But apart from that, Inclimate tomorrow, which will be fun.
Tomorrow for you,
We
and
finally
Yep, I'll still be there, right?
I think so. I don't think Neil's back till next week.
I think so. So
I should message
I'll be
you. I'll
there.
find out.
Kuchi Bashi. Allow additional votes. Duration, we'll do 5 minutes.
Oh, I'm so tired. I was like, keep it up, Scott. Keep it going. So tired.
Poll's going, boys. Commander. Everything works. Keep in mind, guys, no one's ever given me a commander through this.
Yep, completely understand. Wow.
Oh man.
Yep. You know,
Only you
No.
voted for you.
I didn't vote. I didn't even vote for me.
Mm-hmm.
Was it you, Jake? Did you do it for me?
No, I'll do it now though.
Thank you, Jake.
There you go. You got 3 votes.
Excuse
I have
me.
6 now.
Hey guys, be careful. Somebody's taking from Kushibashi. Can you rally up?
Take.
Wait, did you make it more than a 1 minute vote?
Oh, I
And
did.
he made
yeah.
it a 5-minute vote.
Oh
yeah.
my god. You motherfucker.
I thought you were gonna talk more. I thought you were gonna
No,
say something.
Scott's dying. What have I been up to? I started my my hike across the Massachusetts Mid-State Trail this week. So
I don't know what that
that's
means.
pretty awesome. It's a 90-mile
It's
trail that cuts Massachusetts in half and goes up to New Hampshire.
So do you like pick up and do you like how do you get back to your car?
So I actually just took a lift to the first location, and Lee and I hiked 30 miles all through last weekend through the leftovers of Elsa coming through. So it was a pretty fun trip. And then we just lifted back to the house. But 30 miles through flooded out trails, pretty awesome.
No, we could just say the poll ends now if you want. Instead of waiting the 5 minutes.
No, because people are going to spam for Kushi at the end there. Clearly, there's a fan favorite here, and it's not you, Sal. I'm sorry.
I mean,
Oof.
you don't have to say that. It's obviously not me, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'm aware.
Oof.
So every time there's a vote for Shado, the other person keeps it so Kushi's only one behind. So because they're confident in their ability to explode the votes last second.
Yeah, and I don't put extra votes in.
We could already be in bed right now, Sal, snuggling. We could already be snuggling right now.
Oh yeah, so
You know, that sounds really weird, dog. That's all I gotta say.
You don't want to
Last time
wanna
I
snuggle
checked,
with me?
I'm like, couple 100 miles to the south or whatever.
You don't want to snuggle with me, Sal?
I think it'd pass.
It's rude, dude. It's rude.
Being real, you know.
What are you up to lately? When's college start up?
It starts up August 23rd.
That's too soon.
Yeah. I'm streaming tomorrow. I think I'm gonna stream Oblivion. I've never played it, and I've been on a mood to play an Elder Scrolls game. So
That's cool. You played Skyrim before, right? Like you've done tons of Skyrim.
Yeah, I played Skyrim. I never beat it, but I played it on like the PS3 when it came out in 2011. So
Is that when it came out? Jesus, I never even played it.
yeah.
Or barely touched Oblivion.
So someone put in the votes for Dencho. I better see Dencho win this.
I mean, that's kind of just like that. It would be pretty fun if all of a sudden Densho exploded up and beat everybody. I'd be pretty happy.
Then you see channel points spent by Jake, 50,000.
If I see Densho explode up and beat the other two,
I
after
so
all of
badly
this,
want it.
I'm gonna upgrade it so he has a level 3 instead of a level 2.
I so badly just want to put channel points into it for Jake.
I got 2 last week.
I know. I have gotten 0.
Yeah.
Everyone dislikes me. It's fine. I take
Which
my L's.
Joey made one of them, and can I have access to that sheet, please, Scott?
No,
It's hilarious.
I'll take the access to that sheet.
you have access.
I don't. It's not on my thing.
Lies.
It's on the. It might be at the top. Oh, Dencho's winning.
Is that really?
Yeah. Some
Oh, wow.
people are different points. You're welcome, Jake. Okay, I baited it for you.
It's not me, all right? I promise.
I debated the fuck out of the chat. They just.
Oh, I
did it.
lied. He's not getting the hype train upgrade. Absolutely not. That's unfair. I can't put my thumb on the scale like that.
That's
That's hilarious. though.
That's false advertising right there.
They should get refunds on their channel points. Okay.
I can't do that. I have no control over that.
I know.
Yes, you do have control over honoring your word. Thank you. Level
You
3
know what's funny?
commander.
I don't have control of that either. I'm an asshole. Hey,
Chris, you would.
S-S-H-O-L-E.
too. Joey did it. He wants to make another commander.
He's making another commander now.
He didn't want me to have it because he didn't want.
No, that's
me to make
20
it.
votes. Joey voted 20 times for Kushibashi.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's that. Someone to read.
All right. Yeah, let's find somebody to raid. And this is going to be a level 2 commander for Jake, right?
Yeah.
Level 3. Yeah, level 3.
Level 2 commander for Jake, right?
Level.
Joey,
level-
note that down when we work together in building this. It's a level 3.
Level 2 commander for Jake, right?
Level 3.
Level. I heard level 3.
Yeah.
I don't owe you shit, Joey. Absolutely not. What, because you spent channel points on Jake? Look at that face. Why would you want to use channel points on that face?
Why wouldn't you?
I can think of a lot of reasons.
Thank you, Scott.
Oh,
All right.
God.
Everybody, have yourself a great evening. Thank you, everybody. Totally level 2. That's the way it goes. Level 2.
Level 3. Level 3. Remember,
Level 3.
2.
you got
level
my
2.
back. Thanks, Joey.
Nick, help me out here.
I just wanted. I wanted Nick just to disconnect immediately so bad.
Nick, help me out here. It's too late now. If you just disconnect, the joke's over. Then you just sells pawn. You have to make jokes about you getting into the mines or whatever. So Nick, help me out here. Level 2, right? I'm sorry. How much money did you make off of that trade of a branch or whatever it was?
Okay, yeah, level 2.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna need a tiebreaker. We're gonna need a tiebreaker. I vote for Joey. Joey spent all the channel points. He'll make that deciding.
Who's the
vote, please.
tiebreaker?